Yeah, no problem.
Welcome in, folks. This is the 511th episode of the Dean Wither Show. For everybody who's joining live on this beautiful weekday afternoon, thank you for being here. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for joining once again. As per usual, you know what to expect in these crazy streams. If you are a first-time viewer, well, you better buckle up because you are in for a treat. As I say at the start of every single stream, these streams are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. For around 4 hours every day, 7 days a week, we discuss politics. We debate Trump supporters. We debate people on the right. And we have conversations surrounding critical ideas, concepts, policy, and actions that I think are abhorrent and which I think makes Trump the very worst president of your life, regardless if you're 18 or 80 years old. Seems like most of America agrees that he's a bad president. Right now, he actually has the lowest approval rating out of any president in U.S. history at this point in their term, but somehow there are still millions of Americans that still support Trump as president, and of course, those are the people that we are looking to talk to. If you are watching on TikTok, make sure that you're double tapping on that phone screen, sharing out that live, spamming that chat, and if you're tuning in on YouTube, make sure to say what's good down below and drop a like on the stream. Now, folks, before we hop into the debates, we already have the very first Trump supporter of the day connected. We always like to go through the breaking news. Today's breaking news is that one of Trump's aides, Natalie Harp, I'm sure you've seen her name if you've been paying attention to the news recently, sent an intimate letter to Trump, and it was actually leaked to the media. It's kind of crazy. Now, there were two intimate letters sent to Trump, totaling 2 full pages. They're quite expansive, and it would probably take us around like 10 or so, 15 or so minutes to kind of read through them both and break them down. So we're actually just going to look at some excerpts together, and I want to tell you what I think they signify. So let's go ahead and get the first excerpt up on the screen now. I'm going to read out the relevant portions to you guys, and then we'll break it down together. Because I actually think that these letters signal something very different than what most people in the media are saying they do. So here's one of the letters. It starts by saying, "Dear Mr. President, I'm so sorry. I thought I was the only one left behind last night and had no idea Margot's car was also pulled over and sent back to the airport." She's talking about how she panicked and how she should have just called Secret Service instead of you. So it looks like she panicked, called Trump. Maybe Trump didn't like that. Now there's a little bit of conflict or divide, something like that. I actually want to focus on the second paragraph down here, where it says, that is the fear you see, because I never want to bring you anything but joy. I'm sorry I lost my focus. You are all that matters to me. I don't want to ever let you down. Thank you for being my guardian and my protector in this life. That's what I want to use this card for. When you saw me at the cash register, once again, did what you didn't have to do and gifted me with mementos of this trip of a lifetime, a coming age. I will return a better person. So she's saying explicitly, quote unquote, that she views Trump as her protector in this life. She views Trump as her guardian, and her sole focus is Trump, saying, quote unquote, you are all that matters to me. Now, a lot of people on the internet are taking this to mean maybe a potential affair, that there is a type of love relationship between Trump and Natalie Harp. I actually don't think that that is what that signifies. I'm not convinced that Trump is like cheating on his wife with her. I'm not convinced that this is a Bill Clinton and Melania Lewinsky situation. I'm actually more convinced that this is simply just how the Trump administration operates internally. We all know that Trump loves the glory. We all know that Trump loves the admiration. We all know that Trump loved it when, after he got shot in the ear, millions of Trump supporters put a little patch on their own signifying that he was like their king, like their god. I mean, he called himself a king, and he's certainly carried himself like a wannabe dictator. So I think more so what this letter signifies is that's literally how his cabinet treats him. They deify him. They make him their god. They make him their king. She says specifically, you are all that matters to me, knowing that if Trump thought otherwise, maybe she would be let go. And she has to convince Trump that he is her sole focus in life, almost like Homelander in The Boys, or she's cooked. So I think that is a really telling admission from these private letters that were publicly leaked. And that's kind of my breakdown. But I will say it sure is concerning, because I don't like to see this from our president. I don't like to see this from the administration. And quite frankly, I think we could sum it up in one sentence that we've been saying for quite a long time, folks. MAGA is weird. Now, we have one more thing to talk about before we hop into the debate. Zach, it's time I divulge a little bit of information with you guys. My security is at a great risk. We've talked about maybe a couple reasons why And there's more that I don't think I could go into detail with. But over the course of the last couple days, I'm sure that you've seen me coming on live, looking tired, as if I haven't been eating, as if I haven't been sleeping, as if I look super disheveled, as if I'm running shorter lives. And that's because my security is at risk. And I was presented with a dilemma. I either stop doing this, okay, or I make massive, massive investments into my security. So I went with the second option. I can't be specific about what that means yet. I can't be specific about what that exactly is, because if I am specific, well, then that gives a key in to the people who serve as a threat to my security, because then they know what I'm doing retroactively to respond to the grave injustices that have been presented to myself. But what I can say is that I've already spent like a couple $1,000s on my security, and there is much more to come for the bomb threat that we talked about the other day and a bunch of other stuff that we haven't discussed yet. My security is at great risk with everything that the internet has been pushing for the last 5 days and more. So if you want to support me and continuing to run these live streams while staying safe doing them, I always do accept donations, as you guys know, through the Venmo and PayPal. But I want to make it clear from like here on out for a while, I would say that a lot of those donations will be going directly to my security and paying for not just the safety of myself, but the safety of my loved ones, like my girlfriend, and like my cat, and like my family. There are great threats. I'm sure in the future, once I know that I'm safe, we will break those down. There's so much that I have waited to and held off from telling you guys. But if you want to support me in my security, you can. You can find a link to my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account. The handle is always at the top of the phone screen, as well as it's always in the pin message over on YouTube as well. Because now I have to make some massive investments in the security of me and my family due to the backlash that we've been receiving via the perpetuation of false allegations against me over the course of the last 5 days. Now, Zach, if you want to go ahead and take it away and tell us why you support Trump, feel free. Let's hear why you support Trump as president.
Before that, I just wanted to ask you, like, how you've been with all the allegations and stuff, and how you've been, like, handling it and everything.
Yeah, is what it is. I've been handling it as it comes, responding to it in the best way I think I can. But the biggest threat is threats to me, threats to my family, threats to my loved ones that I haven't had the ample means to safeguard ourselves from. So, now it's almost like I have to bump myself up a tier. Like until now, I've just been that 21-year-old on TikTok streaming from the extra bedroom in his place to now where it's like, okay, I have to make sure that my family is safe. I have to make sure that I'm safe. I have to make massive investments into my security, into the security of my girlfriend through many different things. So that's been like the main bad part. But, I've already started to respond. I'm already in the process of responding. It involves consultation and a handful of other things that we'll break down in the future once I know that me and my family are safe. But that's been the really hard part.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to, like, ask before I started and everything, because, like, obviously it's been going on for a while now, and it's all over my feed. And, like, I've seen, obviously, both sides of it, and...
Yeah, and that comes along with a lot of security risk, man. You falsely accuse somebody of rape because you want them dead.
Yeah.
That's why you do that. That's because that happens in many scenarios. And that's been a big threat to me. But why don't you take it away, man, and tell us why you support Trump as president?
All right. I support Trump because I actually got to vote when I was a senior in high school, and I got the choice, obviously, to choose between Kamala and Trump. And I just, at the time, obviously, like their values and beliefs on what they're going to do for the country really dictated on who I was going to vote for. And obviously with inflation being really high and and then seeing like the open borders and everything, and what Kamala wanted to do versus Trump, I looked into Trump a little more, and I definitely like respected and definitely wanted Trump's like I'll explain it. I definitely wanted him to be president because I definitely wanted the immigration laws he's been having into place be definitely in effect and like more secured. Because I value this country a lot, and I support the military and everything. And I think everybody that should come to our country should be able to go through the process like everyone else. And I feel like if you should do that the legal way, I think everything should be fine. But if you don't, I do agree that you're definitely breaking a law.
Yeah, listen. Listen, I've been
That
having the same conversation on repeat with Trump supporters for the last 3 weeks, okay? The only thing left that Trump seems to have going for him in the eyes of any Trump supporter that still remains is his immigration policy. So honestly, dude, at this point, I kind of have it down like a script. I'm just going to quickly run you through it. So you and me, we could shake hands on the fact that people shouldn't come into the country with the use of undocumented means. You and me could shake hands on the fact that there shouldn't be any undocumented immigrants in the country. But what we can't shake hands on the fact is the way to ensure that there's no undocumented immigrants in the country. Your solution is mass deportation, where we remove them from the country. My solution is mass amnesty, where we give them a pathway to residency or citizenship. I think that my solution is better than yours because it ensures that we don't face any of the economic downsides of mass deportation, ranging from the forced expulsion of 8.3 million of our laborers and 12 million of our consumers that generate upwards of $100 billion in taxes paid annually and over $1.1 through $1.7 trillion contributed to the GDP annually. And we also ensure that we'll have massive bumps to our economy by increasing real median wage growth, because then they'll have more negotiating power given that they're residents or citizens. On top of that, we'll go without all of the human rights downfalls of mass deportation concerning the illegal deportations, the torture of migrants overseas, and the execution of citizens and non-citizens alike at the hand of untrained militant ICE thugs in this country today. We should not endorse mass deportation. It's not good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for immigrants, and it's not good for the country. There's just simply a better solution to disincentivize undocumented entry and quote unquote get rid of the undocumented immigrants in America by changing their status.
And if you were the president, what would you do if someone like came in illegally? What would your process be?
Well, I kind of just told you, dude. For the undocumented immigrants that are already here, let's offer them a pathway to residency or citizenship if they don't have a bad crime on their record. For those that do have a bad crime on their record, throw them in jail for it or deport them for it. And then we expedite the legal means of entry into this country, which will naturally disincentivize like 95% of all undocumented entry. And then for the undocumented immigrants that remain, we either charge them a hefty fee or hefty toll to get that pathway to residency or citizenship, basically just sending them through the legal means of entry. Plus a fee because we need to disincentivize that, or we just deport them. That's the solution, okay? The solution is not to kill immigrants, torture immigrants, illegally detain and deport immigrants, have under-trained, over-militarized thugs killing people in the country and destroying our economy in the process. Donald Trump is not solving the issue at hand.
Got it. No, I definitely see your viewpoint on it, and I definitely respect it. But other than that, I mean, just wanted to talk about that. I mean, I got none really
I
much
also
to
think
say.
that there's also a little bit of hypocrisy in the argument. The reason why I say that is because you say they need to leave because they've broken the law. But then when Trump breaks the law, commit 34 felonies, held civilly liable for sexual abuse, defrauds his own university, attempts to defraud a bank, attempts to change the outcome of an election unjustly, and attempts to conceal classified documents at his private estate in Mar-a-Lago, you say, well, we should just simply disregard those facts, ignore them, deny them, and make him president. I think that's hypocritical.
But like, what about like Obama that also tried doing it? Well, he did do it too, but like he never got as much backlash as Trump did.
A lot of the deportations under Obama, totaling upwards of 3 million across 8 years, were for the most part not done by ICE. They were done by the CBP. Those are two very different, distinct agencies. We have never seen more immigrants deported by ICE than we have in 2025. In 2025, there were 600,000 immigrants deported by ICE. That is the most immigrants ever deported by ICE, literally in the history of this country. In the history of this country. No other president in any other year has ever come close.
Right. But I mean, I felt like the reason we had to use ICE is because of how many are coming in under Trump than there were for any other president.
I don't
And
think that we
it's
should ever have to use over-militarized, under-trained thugs to unjustly arrest, detain, and deport people to be tortured. I think that it is an inhumane perspective that ignores nuance and ignores human rights abuse that I don't think we as a country should ever stand for. Okay? And a lot of Trump supporters that acknowledge these facts, that these ICE thugs are killing people, hurting people, and illegally detaining / deporting people, is that, well, it's for a greater purpose. Unfortunately, it needs to be done for the safety and integrity of our country. So show me how it's made our country better off. Articulate one benefit that we as a country have materially seen over the course of the last year and a half at the hands of Trump and his mass deportation. You won't be able to.
Well, it's just like when they come in like illegally and stuff, like there's a lot of groups trying to like fund all these people for like housing and food.
It's
And
not even
when
true.
I mean, I did a history thing on it, but no, like when they come in, there's multiple groups that pay for their housing, pay for their food so that they can stay in this country illegally. And I mean, I don't think that's right. And
This
I
is
mean,
you're just completely disregarding the question that I asked you. I'd like to be clear. The question that I asked you is, well, I explained to you why ICE is bad. They're over-militarized, under-trained thugs who hurt, kill, and illegally detain and illegally deport to be tortured. Okay, but the common MAGA argument is, I understand that these things are bad, but they're necessary for the greater good. Okay, so articulate that greater good. Articulate one specific way that our country has actually benefited from Trump's mass deportation over the course of the last year and a half. That's the question that I'm asking you, and that's the question that I want a response to. You saying that some people give undocumented immigrants money is not an articulation of one material way that our country has been benefited over the course of the last year and a half.
okay, but when I mean back to your like original point, like the only time ICE uses force is when they're obviously threatened because a lot of these people that are protesting against them either are armed or they assault the officers, and that's when they have to use action against them.
That is analytically and categorically false. Okay, but that's not the question at hand. Could you please answer the question at hand?
I mean, agree to disagree. I mean, that's really.
Okay, can you please answer the question at hand though?
Wait, say it one more time. Sorry.
Okay, this is my third time and my final time repeating the question at hand. The question
Uh,
at hand is, over the course of the last year and a half, what is one material benefit that we have seen given to America caused by Donald Trump's mass deportation?
um, the safety on the streets.
What does that mean? Are you talking about crime rates?
A lot of these legal immigrants are they attack people in the street.
So you're saying that crime rates have gone down because of it?
Yeah.
False. Crime rates have gone up because of it. Undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes and 4 times less likely to commit nonviolent crimes compared to natural U.S.-born citizens. You remove undocumented immigrants from the country, crime rates on paper go up because then you're left with a populace that on average is even more likely to commit crimes.
I mean, I just think it's crazy how it's less when you come here legally, you're already breaking a crime, so that there's a higher chance that
Yeah.
these
Yeah,
people
sure.
will just attack U.S. citizens, hurt
Not
them,
true.
kill them.
Not true. PNAS says otherwise. PNAS has been tracking the crime rates of citizens, residents, and undocumented immigrants alike over the course of the last 80 years. They have said and determined, study after study after study, time after time after time, that undocumented immigrants are statistically significantly less likely to engage and or commit any crime on American soil, including violent crimes and natural U.S.-born citizens. You are saying that that claim is false, and you are saying the adjacent claim of, well, they're more likely to attack citizens is true. So why don't you go ahead and give me a source to justify that claim, please?
I don't have a source on the top of my head. I would have to like dig into it when I last read it.
Have you ever dug into this before? Have you ever seen a source that says undocumented immigrants are more likely to engage in violent crimes directed at citizens on American soil than citizens themselves? Are you claiming that you've seen a source that says that?
I mean, I've done research on it. I had like a project I did on it.
So you have seen a source on that. I would like you to take a moment and go find that source,
I would have to go back
please.
through like my laptop and look at it.
Yeah, I'd like you to go find that. I'd like you to go find that on your laptop. You could go on pause and go to Google and try to find that. I'm telling you that that source does not exist because it is not truly reflective of the state of the nation that we live in. It is categorically false to suggest that undocumented immigrants are more likely than citizens to engage in violent crimes on American soil. Absolutely false.
Okay, well, would I be able to come back if I do find those sources later?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could also
because I don't want to waste your time. And,
you're not wasting my time. You could go and pause and go to Google and try to find that source while I move on to the next guest. You don't even need to leave the live. And then as soon as you find that, okay, then you could come back, unmute, and say, "Hey, Dean, I found my source."
Okay, I'll go do that then.
Okay, we're going to go get the next guest up in here. Guys, you know, honestly, on the immigration topic, it's almost become like a script because it's just every single guest says the exact same thing. So, you know, it's like the responses there are just getting continually and increasingly more locked in, okay? We're so locked in, bro. We're so locked in, guys. We're so locked in on the immigration topic. It's fucking ridiculous. If you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president, go ahead and hop inside of that queue for me. And, you know, honestly, I want to get to a point where I'm so locked into the immigration topic that people just stop bringing it up when they join my stream because they just know that they'll lose. That would be nice because then it won't be just like 4 hours straight of the same discussion over and over and over and over and over again. Hey, Emilio, thank you for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat who says, funds for the Iron Dean Dome. I appreciate you so much for the $50 for the security. I appreciate you so much, Emilio. Let's get 500 Emilio W's down below in the comment section. That is really, really, really kind of you. Thank you so much. Let's get 500 Emilio W's. Gavin, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat who says, this is for the security fund. Thank you, Gavin. Feisty with the $10. I didn't know that. And then Naldo, thank you for the $10 who says, keep on dunking on these donuts. I'll try my best, Naldo. Thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate you so much. That is very, very kind of you. Do show some love to them down below. Let's go to get that next guest connected to the live stream at this point in time. Only hop inside of the queue if you are here for debate. Thank you for the $50, Emilio. We have a couple people to thank on Venmo and PayPal. While we're trying to find that next guest. Thank you, Vaughn, for the $10. She says, please be safe. Stay strong. It's going to be okay. I appreciate you so much for the $10 for the security. I appreciate you. Alyssa, thank you for the $13. And I appreciate you. I'm so happy that you've been enjoying our lives during your travels, so that they've helped you out. You're awesome. Thank you for the $13. Art, thank you for the $20. He says, hey, Dean, I hope that the security measures will bring some peace of mind. You don't deserve all of this. Yeah, Art, I think that they will. You know, they're expensive, but they have to be taken. They're really expensive, but they have to be taken. I appreciate you for the $20. Let's get 200 Art W's down below, as well as, holy cow, Riley. That is Reiley. Thank you so much for the $400 donation on PayPal. I want to see 4,000 Riley W's down below. Thank you so much for the love and support. Show some major love to Riley in that chat. That is a ridiculous donation. I'm so grateful for you and your love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Riley with a $400. That is a crazy donation. Says, if this keeps you safe, it's money well spent. Stay safe. Much love. And you know that my vote is yours whenever your name ends up on the polls. Well, Riley, I really do appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much for the love and support. That's genuinely fucking insane. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Riley. Please do show some love to Riley down below. As well as Rylan, thank you for the $33 donation on PayPal. He says a small contribution. Stay safe, Dean. I appreciate you for the $33, Rylan. That is Rilynn. Thank you so much. Let's get 400 Rylan W's. Thank you so much. Austin, thank you for the $13. He says, hey, Dean, love the streams. Appreciate you, Austin. Thank you for the $13 as well, man. Emma, thank you for the $20. Who says, we know all of your heart. Stay safe. I appreciate that, Emma. Let's get 200 Emma W's. Thank you for the $20. That is very kind of you. Same thing to you, Caitlin and Jasmine with the $10. I appreciate y'all. And with that being said, we're actually all cut up over on PayPal. Thank you so much, you guys. Lacey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I hate Trump, just to put that out there.
Super based. Courtney, you're back?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Here, give me one moment. I have a couple people to thank over on Venmo, then the mic of the floor will be yours. Barda Debates,
Okay,
thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for that love. Let's get 500 Barda Debates W's. Thank you so much, Barda. That is so fucking kind of you. Barda with a 50 says, I caught Redacted and Redacted plotting to get on your live just so they could promote Redacted's brand and try to get kicked. I completely believe it. Thank you for giving me a heads up, though, Barda. That's very kind of you. Alexis, thank you for the $20. Who says, I just want to say that you're so strong for what you've been dealing with recently, and me and all of your other supporters are always besides you. You're amazing. You've changed my life. Well, thank you so much for that love, Alexis. Let's get to it at Alexis W's. Jay, thank you for the $10 for your security. I appreciate you, Jay. Kayla, thank you for the $20. Says, we love you and we stand with you. Second of all, it's Kalea. Sorry, Kalea. Thank you so much for the $20. I appreciate you. Let's get 200 Kalea W's. Claire, thank you for the $20. Who says, hey, Dean, truly sorry for everything that you've been through. Stay safe. We love you. Thank you. Rochelle, thank you for the $20 on Venmo for the security fund. I appreciate you for that love, Rochelle. Gigi, thank you for the $10. And Jamie, thank you so much for the $15. I appreciate y'all. Same thing to Grace. Thank you for the $15 who says thank you. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the $35 donation who says for you and the family for the security fund. Stay safe. I appreciate you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. As well as Sean, thank you for the $10. I appreciate y'all. And Ducky, thank you so much for the $40 donation. Let's get 400 Ducky W's. Who says biggest controversy of 2026, Parker's mustache and Dean's buzz cut. I do think that the buzz cut is a big controversy. We will not be getting that. I decided against it. Same thing to Gigi. Thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate y'all. We are all cut up. Show some massive love to all the donors. Once again, if you're just now tuning into the stream and you're wondering what these people on Venmo and PayPal are talking about with security, I went over this momentarily at the beginning of the stream. Basically, with the last 5 days of these false allegations being lobbed against me and just disseminated all across the internet, I have major threats to my safety. I publicly talked about the bomb threat from the other day. There's been a lot more than that I need to keep to myself for concerns. I would assume that I'll probably end up telling you guys all about them later down the line when I know I'm safe. But the point is that I kind of have two options here. The first option is to stop these streams and go off the map. Okay. And the second option is to continue the streams, but make major investments into my security. I've already spent around $1,500 on security measures, and that's just the beginning. I will be spending a lot of money to keep me and my family safe because of the very horrific and violent nature of just a handful of individuals who've decided to make me their target. And I need to be prepared for that, and I'm in the process of getting prepared for that. So if you'd like to support me and this and the security concerns that I'm facing that I now have to make major investments into, you could find a link tree in the link in my bio on my TikTok account with a link to my Venmo and a link to my PayPal. The handle for the Venmo and the PayPal is also in the pinned comment over on the YouTube stream. The handle's always right there at the top of the phone screen. If you use the handle compared to the link, just make sure that you quadruple check the spelling of that. It's just my name without the letter E in the last name Withers. Because there are a bunch of fake scamming accounts out there. Courtney, why don't you take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
Yeah, well, first I did just want to say that I'm very sorry that that's happening to you. Nobody deserves that, and I hope you're going to be safe. The reason why I support Trump is because videos coming for you!
Oh, that hurt my ears. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. We got Danny loading up in. Ow. That actually really did hurt my ears. Fuck, my right ear's ringing now. Oh my god. Hey, do you support Trump?
No. Fuck Trump. He's a
Base. We're only looking for people who do. If you do support Trump, make sure that you hop inside of that queue. Given that you're an American adult, meaning that you're at least 18 years old, let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream right now. Fucking ow, by the way. Fucking ow. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do hop inside of the queue if you are here for debate, everybody. Holy shit. That really hurt. Please don't do that, guys. Me, as well as a lot of other people watching the live stream, are wearing earbuds. That hurts. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. What year were you born in?
2008.
And why do you happen to support the very worst president of your life?
So I believe that he made the USA economy go way up, and the taxes to go down.
Okay. Yeah, you believe in straight lies. Why don't you go out and tell us why you think that Trump has made the economy better in the last year and a half?
Mostly because he I don't know. To be fair, I don't know. Just
You don't know
I would
why you
like
believe
to-
that? You just do?
Yeah, I don't know why I believe that, but I would like to know why I should.
Okay, well, let's just start off with the basics, man. I feel like you and maybe a lot of other people that join my live stream are in dire need of a explanation of like how we should like form the beliefs that we hold to be true. Okay? We have a brain, and our brains are very powerful, and they could be used for a lot of things. But I think that we should use them in such a way where we only believe things to be true because we have sufficient reason to demonstrate that they actually are true. Okay? So, like, when you tell me that, like, oh, you just kind of believe that he's good for the economy for no fucking reason, like, yeah, okay, a claim that's made without evidence could be dismissed without evidence. Give me reason to believe that that claim is accurate. And if you can't give me reason to believe that that claim is accurate, then that claim is unreasonable.
All right, but can you tell me though, why don't you think that?
Well, I don't need to. All that I needed to tell you is that I dismiss your claim because you provided no evidence.
Yeah, I understand, but like, do you think that?
So do you concede the claim that you made?
Yeah, I understand you. Yeah, but the thing is that
what?
I'm not like. I think that Trump was a better candidate than Kamala Harris.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Why?
He had like more time as the president before Kamala did.
Okay,
I mean,
okay. So you're saying that the more
because
time
Kamala
that's
didn't
been
have a
spent in
chance, right?
office, the better you
Yeah.
are being in office.
I mean, not theoretically, but
Okay, well, if you don't
he kind
find
of-
that to be the case, then that can't be your argument for why you think that Trump was better picked than Harris. Are you British?
I'm British, but I live in the U.S.
What time is it?
It's 17:20.
Okay,
I'm British,
what state are you in?
I'm in New York. I'm
Really?
in,
What's the capital of New York?
You're-
Yeah, no wonder you're so low info. You're not from here, bro. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate. Everybody, I'd really appreciate it so much if you could do your very best to follow the rules, please and thank you. Everybody, I'd really appreciate it so much if you could do your very best to follow the rules. Let's go to get the next guest, Nathan, connected to the live stream over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Alicia, for the $50 donation. I appreciate you so much for that love. That is ALICIA. CIA. Thank you so much for the $50. That is really, really kind of you. Let's get 500 Alicia W, who says, my dad is a veteran of the U.S. Navy and served in Operation Earnest, Will, in the Persian Gulf in the 1980s. He personally feels betrayed and disrespected by Trump as a veteran, and my heart hurts for him sometimes with what's going on in the world. I feel like literally every single veteran that has ever served this country should fucking hate Trump, should loathe that man, okay? Because they're willing to like lose their lives by what? Defending the Constitution and upholding individualistic rights, liberties, and freedoms, just to then have those very things like trampled all over by the president, who is in the process claiming to be a patriot that stands by the country. Oh, come on. That is so fucked up, so perverse, and so twisted and backwards in so many different ways. I couldn't agree with you more. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only drop inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate. Thank you guys so much. Oh, there goes Anxiety Pen. For following the rules of the broadcast. Welcome into Sport Trump Vincent. All right, moving on to the next guest, Kev. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Here we go. Alrighty. Thank you so much, Ava, for the $5, who says, I broke my ankle a few hours ago and I need surgery on it. I'm in immense pain right now, but nothing stops me from watching the Dean Wither Show live. Yeah, Ava, this should stop you. This should stop you from watching the Dean Wither Show live. This should definitely stop you from watching the Dean Wither Show live. No. Go get that fucking surgery, bro. Like, what? I'm so sorry. Like, listen, I want people to watch the broadcast. I want people to watch this stream, like, for sure. Like, I definitely have a vested interest in that 110%. But, like, no. Like, tab out. Go to the ER. Get that fixed. My thoughts and wishes are with ya, Ava. Holy cow. Brennan, welcome into eSport Trump.
Yeah.
How old are you?
15.
All right, you're banned. The first rule in the middle of the phone screen says that you got to be 18 plus. Take a good look at the rules, everybody. Take a good look at the rules, everybody. Thank you so much, Matthew, for the $100 donation on Venmo, who says, stay safe. We love you. I love you too, Matthew. Thank you for the love. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much. Let's get 1,000 Matthew W's down below in that chat. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. Same thing to you, Carissa. Thank you for the $50 donation, who says, this is for your safety. My daughter Macy and I listen to you every day, all the way from NH, and we genuinely care about you, and we want you to stay safe. Please keep on going and keep on using your voice. We'll always stand by you and support you. Well, thank you so much for the love, Carissa. I will be safe. I just have to spend a lot of money. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for helping us out. Show some love. Show some major love to Carissa down below in that comment section. I really do appreciate you. Same thing to you, Emerson. Thank you for the $10. Who says for your cat specifically, keep that baby safe. Oh yeah, no, that cat matters, man. That cat matters, man. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only drop inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate, please and thank you. Okay, we got Jessica loading in. We got Jaden loading in. We got a couple people loading in here. Let's go ahead and try to get the next debate underway. I do apologize that there's a lot of people inside of the queue who probably shouldn't be here. Just to put it out there, folks, we're going to start banning people who are inside of the queue that clearly do not support Trump. We're going to start banning people who are inside of the queue that clearly do not support Trump. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Jaden?
Yes, I do.
What are your pronouns?
I'm a she, her.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 19.
I recognize those acoustics, Jaden.
Thank you. I have a question, though.
Jaden?
Hello? I have a question.
Are you in the bath?
No, I'm not. I promise. I'm in the kitchen.
Okay. Maybe you just have a very echoey kitchen. What year are you born in?
I was born in 9/11. 06.
Okay. I believe you. Why don't you take it away?
I have a question for you, though.
Sure, what is it?
Why do you... So, about abortion. So, how do you feel about abortions and the kids getting pregnant, like, and they can't, like, have the kid?
Kids getting pregnant and they can't have the kid. Are you asking me, like, about my very hot take that when a child is raped under a certain age, they shouldn't even have the choice to keep that pregnancy? Is that what you're asking me about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I think when a child is raped and impregnated under a certain age, they shouldn't even have the choice to decide if they want to keep that pregnancy because I don't think that they have the capacity to make that decision in the first place. In the same way that kids can't consent to sex, I don't think that kids can consent to pregnancy.
Okay, and another thing. So about the rape, like allegations about Trump, is there like any hard evidence about that? Like,
yeah, the findings of a court.
Okay. Do you mind pulling that up if you can?
Yes. Here's the jury verdict form. It will say no to rape, but yes to sexual abuse. But let me describe that for you. So the jury determined that Donald Trump forcefully penetrated a woman's vagina with his fingers. Legally at the time, that was not considered to be rape due to their very narrow definition of the word rape. But the judge did clarify that what the court found is colloquially referred to as rape. And it's not improper to say that the jury found him guilty of rape.
Okay. Because my dad is a hard believer that he did not like rape like kids, and he's like a really like Trump supporter. And I was just trying to convince him that he did that. And he just won't believe me. And then I told him to watch you, and he's like believing me more.
Oh, are you not a Trump supporter?
Oh, I am a Trump supporter.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
I think that he's doing well for this country, and I think that he's putting more into it.
How so?
So the gas prices, I've seen him go up and down, and he's trying to help this country. And the way he's like talking, trying to make America great again. I've watched his live streams in the past when he was doing talking to his people, and I think that he's just really good for this country.
Okay, so you think that he's good for the country because gas prices are going up and down?
Well, yeah, basically.
Yeah, gas prices going up and down doesn't signify that the president is a good president. I don't know if that really signifies anything. I mean, if anything, if the gas prices are going up, wouldn't that tell us that the president is doing a bad job?
I mean, from my point of view, I think it's not. But
you don't think that the gas prices are going up? We had the largest monthly increase in the price of gas since the Vietnam War in the 1960s in March of this year.
Okay. So
What how about this? What do you think the very best thing is that Donald Trump has done in the last year and a half? What's his biggest accomplishment from his second administration?
he's inspiring the Americans to stand up for themselves.
He's inspiring America. Is he? I don't know. Like when ICE agents brutally killed and murdered Alex Preddy in broad daylight, the response from the Trump administration was, well, we need to stand by the ICE agent. And I'm not even sure that was illegal. And then they protected that ICE agent from any indictment or investigation from the state level. I don't think that that's encouraging Americans to stand up for themselves. I think that is encouraging Americans to sit down, shut up, and stay inside, or else we may kill you. And when we do, we're not going to launch an investigation or maybe beg the question on if it's murder or not. I don't yeah, I don't think that's like inspiring Americans to stand up for themselves. No, not at all. Or you know, like when he says that it should be illegal to criticize him in the media, he's like saying that like broadly, the government should like crucify, condemn, and criminalize people who stand up for them and their beliefs and say that Donald Trump is doing a bad thing on TV. Or when he calls for the execution of Democrats in Congress because of what they said and adjacent to what the Trump administration is saying, that's like saying, oh yeah, don't stand up for yourself and what you believe in, or we might try to kill you.
Yeah, you are right about that. But then again, the legal immigration is like, it's taking out, because I feel like the Mexicans are taking our jobs. Because that's how I feel. Because I used to work with Mexicans. I won't deny that. Like, I won't deny that, okay? And I like them, but I feel like they shouldn't be here to legally take over the green card, like their green card.
Oh my God. The Mexicans are taking our jobs. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to take that exact language and rephrase it. And it's going to be pretty crude. And I want you to tell me if there's any issue with the following statement. Trump is teaching Americans to stand up for themselves. Because let's just cut to the chase. The blacks are taking our jobs. And I don't think that the blacks should legally be able to take our jobs. Does it sound like a coherent sentence that an intelligent individual would make? Or does it sound like something a white supremacist from the 1940s would say?
I feel like that's like towards like racism, because like if y'all are, because it's, I don't know how to explain that. You're good about that, actually.
Yeah, that's such a crystally clear example. I mean, what's the difference? Race versus nationality. Okay, you can't pick either of those two
I
things.
think there's a difference. Like, you can't pick that.
Right. You don't pick your nationality either, by the way. Your nationality is determined from where you're born.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, and you know, like, when you say that the Mexicans are taking the jobs, there's also a lot of implications there, even about race. Okay, about ethnicity.
Yeah. It's because they can take over their jobs.
Why do you think that it would be wrong for somebody to get a job in America based on where they're born? Like, do you just completely disagree with all immigration? Like, you just think that we should completely stop immigration? Or even, what about, like, Mexicans who are, like, born here and have been born here forever? Because you understand that parts of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California used to be Mexico, right? So there are, like, quote-unquote, like, Mexicans that are, like, literally not even have been in America since before, you know, those lands were part of America, but, like, literally, like, indigenous to those lands as well.
Yeah, and see, if they were born here, then they're legally, I can say that they're legally American then.
Okay, so you're saying that if they're born here, then they're not Mexican? Okay, well, individuals can have, like, Mexican heritage. Okay,
Then,
they could also be like,
They
there's also like convergences with like ethnicity and like being like a Latino, so on and so forth. But I think when you just say like, oh, it's a bad thing for Mexicans to get jobs, like A, there are Mexican Americans, B, like linguistically, we also refer to like an individual as Mexican maybe based upon like nationality, heritage, background, family, or ethnicity. And like, see, I just find that to be like an incredibly bigoted statement.
That is a big statement. But if you were born in the United States, as a Mexican, then I feel like you have every right to be here.
Do you disagree with like legal immigration?
It depends on because if you were born in the United States and you're Mexican, like you're a Mexican born in the United States.
Yeah, I'm asking you if somebody legally immigrates into this country. Okay, do you disagree with that?
Well, if they're legally like into the United States, I feel like they shouldn't be here.
What?
Like, if you're an illegal, like, immigrant, you shouldn't be in America. You should be where you belong.
So you think that we should stop all immigration?
Yes.
Why?
Because if you were born in Mexico, then you should stay in Mexico and not come to the United States.
Why?
Because this is our land, and we don't speak y'all's language, and y'all need to stay over there.
Okay. You know, there's a really big issue with the argument. Can I tell you what it is?
What is it?
1 second, let me just shoot off a message. If we were to adhere and uphold your ideology, well, the United States of America wouldn't even exist. Because
How
couldn't we
so?
just apply the same thing to the colonizers of North America? Can we just say
How
that
would it not
that
exist?
you know, like the Mayflower and all the other colonizers that created the first 13 colonies that later became the United States of America through the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution? Couldn't we just say that, well, they didn't have a right to these lands, they were born in Europe and they should have stayed in Europe? Are you saying that the United States of America shouldn't even exist in the first place?
It can exist because we found it.
We found this land, we stole this land.
We stole this land.
Yeah, and that's an uncontestable fact. Like, I don't care about how that fact makes you feel, because right now we're not talking about feelings. We're just talking about facts. Okay, it is a fact that we stole this land from indigenous Americans.
And do you have anything to prove that? Like,
Anything to prove that we stole this land from indigenous Americans?
yeah.
I
Do
don't
you
know.
have anything to pull that
The
up?
Trail of Tears is pretty good evidence for that. You know, the stories of Christopher Columbus it's pretty good evidence of that. The historical roots of Thanksgiving and the slaughter of indigenous Americans is pretty good evidence of that. Yeah.
Okay. I can look into that.
Do you reject that?
I don't reject that.
Oh, okay, so you accept that per your logic, the United States of America shouldn't even exist. Okay, she just left. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Like, yeah, like, bro, if you just say, oh, like, well, everybody should stay where they're from, okay. If you're born in Mexico, you should stay in Mexico. She's just saying that you should stay where you're born. Iz, thank you for the galaxy. Okay, so you're saying that we should, like, everybody collectively, like, you're saying, okay, so she's saying everybody collectively, even like indigenous Americans, like everybody from every corner of the earth should, like, what, move back to, like, the Red Bull of civilization, like ancient Mesopotamia, or maybe even like that included a little immigration. Maybe we need to go back even further than ancient Mesopotamia, and we all need to, like, move back to, like, sub-Saharan Africa. Like, everybody alive should, like, have to live within, like, a 25-mile region in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, and, like, the moment you say, like, okay, well, that's, like, obviously, like, ridiculous, well, then you're accepting that it's okay to move to a new place from the place in which you were born. Okay? All right, and then she rejects her logic. That was silly. For everybody over on YouTube saying that the TikTok got a restriction, I am aware. We have people looking into that right now. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debates. Thank you. And thank you for the $5 as well over on YouTube Super Chat, Joel. Thank you. Oh, it says, you didn't find anything. People were here. You also stole a bunch of it from Mexico, too. True. Maybe if Mexicans should go back to where they were born and where their lineage is from, then many Mexicans should be forced to immigrate to Texas. Many Mexicans should be forced to immigrate to New Mexico. Many Mexicans should be forced to immigrate to Arizona. Many Mexicans should be forced to immigrate to California. And in fact, in accordance with that logic, they're actually doing something wrong by staying in Mexico. They have to go back to where they're from. It is immoral for many Mexicans to stay where they're at in Mexico today, and they should be forced to re-immigrate into what is now considered many parts of the United States of America, because that's where they're from. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate. Revolutionary Mind, welcome into You Support Trump.
Hello, Deanie Pooh. This is Charlie Kirk. I wish we could debate, but I am in hell right now with a...
Moving on to the next guest, only up inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate, everyone.
Hello, how?
Come on, really? 5 trillion gallons of water for that? Okay, you just, like, deforest 25 square miles of the Amazon rainforest for that? Okay, 3 new data centers? Okay, for that? For fucking, dude, for that? Get a grip, bro. Get a grip, bro. Grow up, bro. Welcome in, Slow MK6. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Okay, thanks for being honest, man. The first rule of the stream is that you have to be at least 18. Caleb, thank you so much for the $25 donation on Venmo, Caleb. I appreciate you, boss. Show some love to Caleb down below. Caleb with a 25 says, I'm an active duty service Marine of 6 years. I can't tell you how happy it makes me to see somebody who can actually intelligently speak truth to power. Stay safe out there, Dean. There are people who rely on you and support you. Well, thank you so much for the love, Caleb. Like I was speaking about earlier, there are some massive threats to the safety of me and my family right now. And I either stop doing the streams, I give up and I go off the map, or, you know, I fortify the safety of me and my family by spending way too much money on it. And we're going with that second option, my friend. Thank you for the $25. We're not going anywhere. Same thing to you, Caroline. Thank you, Miss Caroline, for the $100 donation on Venmo. Seriously, Caroline, I really appreciate you so much for that love and support. Let's get 1,000 Caroline W's. That is ridiculously kind of you. Thank you so much, Caroline. Caroline with a $100 says, Dean, I pray that you are able to continue your work. However, safety for you and your family comes first. This is a small contribution to your safety fund. As always, love and support. That is not a small contribution by any means. And thank you so much for the love, Caroline. I really appreciate y'all. And listen, we're going to get done what needs to be done. Okay. I will continue to run these live streams while I also ensure the safety of me and my loved ones. Okay. We could do both at the same time. It is just admittedly really expensive. I appreciate you, Caroline. Same thing to Courtney. Thank you so much for the $20 donation over on PayPal. Let's get 200 Courtney W's, who says, your live streams make me better at Geometry Dash. I'm playing right now. Thank you for the content. Here's some money for your safety. Well, I appreciate you so much. And I hope you enjoy playing Geometry Dash. Appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you so much, Courtney. Very, very, very kind of you. Same thing to you, Lorena. Thank you for the $21, who says, and here's a happy early birthday to you, and I hope that you and your family stay safe. Well, thank you. I appreciate you, Rena. Thank you for the $21. Yeah, I guess my birthday is coming up here in 10 days. That's crazy, huh? Sarah, thank you for the $24 donation on PayPal. Who says, red-headed Scottish woman here. We are warriors, just playing the bagpipers, and we will come. Stay safe, Dean and family from Scotland. Well, all the love in the world to you, Sarah. All the love in the world to Scotland. I'd love to make it out there one day. I'd love to make it out there one day, man. Seriously, I would. Thank you so much for supporting what we do, Sarah. That's very, very kind of you. Same thing to you, Denise. Thank you for the $20, who says, thank you for harnessing your amazing intellect towards my grandchildren's safety. You are a hope. Please stay safe. Well, thank you so much, Denise. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Huge W's for Denise. And Simone, thank you for the $14. I'm going to keep the message to myself. Wow. Simone with the $14 says, hi, Dean. I'm 14
Hello?
and I got raped. Your lives have helped me convince my parents to get an abortion. Thank you. Simone, you know, we've had a handful of people share a very similar story in the past. You know, maybe her name's not even Simone. Maybe that's like a parent account or something. I don't know. I'm so sorry that happened to you. No child deserves to go through that. I'm sure you know it, but it wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. And I'm so happy that the live streams were able to help to convince your parents that you should be able to get that abortion. All right? Simone, or whatever your name is. I'm really, really happy. And thank you for sharing that story with us. Wow. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you are here for debate, everyone. Only hop inside of the queue if you are here for a debate. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Joe, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Joe's not here. Moving on to the next guest. Let's see here. We still do have an active restriction on TikTok. Currently have people working on getting that appealed as we speak. We got Randy Miller loading up inside of the queue. Holy shit. Ida. IDA. Thank you so much for the $150 donation on PayPal to the safety fund. Ida with a $150 says, stay safe. Well, thank you, Ida. I appreciate you for that massive, major donation. I am really grateful for you, Ida, genuinely and sincerely. You've been watching these streams for forever. You've always been so fucking kind to me. I appreciate you. Please do show some love to Ida down below. Thank you a billion times over. Show some love to Ida down below in that chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Ida. Huge shout out to Ida. Thank you. As well as Max, thank you so much for the $20, who says, this is for the security fund, man. So sorry that you're going through this. I appreciate you for the contribution, Max. Show some love to Max and Ida. Same thing to you, Mimosa. Thank you for the $16, who says, I hope that you're doing well, just tuned in. What has happened so far? We've destroyed a couple shitheads in debates and talked about how the safety of me and my family are at jeopardy, but we're taking care of it by spending a shit ton of money on security. I do appreciate you for the love, Mimosa. Thank you so much. And then Ivan, thank you for the $10 who says, please be safe. Thank you. I appreciate you. We are all caught up. Welcome into Sport Trump, Matthew.
Yeah, can you debate my dad? He's like in the other room. He said yes already.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 16.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. I just require that if I'm debating a parent on a child's account, that child be at least 16. So you're all good to go. Go throw them on.
Daddy, get out the bath and debate Dean Withers.
Okay, and you're banned. Let's go and move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Let's go to get that next guest. Joe, connected to the live stream. Ha fucking ha. Ha fucking ha, dude. Laughing hard. We're laughing hard, bro. Laughing hard, bro. Let's go to get the next guest, Courtney A, connected to the live stream. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, folks. Thank you, Selfie, for the Galaxy. Welcome into Sport Trump.
What?
Actual fetus. Actual zygote. What the fuck? Wow. Alrighty. Moving on to the next guest here. Moving on. Welcome into Sport Trump.
Dean Withers, do not ban me or kick me. This is Charles James Kirk in Hell's bathtub. Let's debate on why I landed in hell.
Fucking ha, dude. Get out of here. What are we doing? What is this shit? Ugh. Moving on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, folks. Let's try to follow those rules, folks. Let's try to follow those rules. We got a couple people loading up. You know what? If you are MAGA, feel free to let me know down below in that comment section as well. We got 3 people connecting. Here we go. We got Carter connecting. We got Valley connecting. We got Cam connecting. How about we make it 4 people? Let's also throw Rafa in there. How about we make it 5 people? Let's also throw Maya in there. Okay, yeah, we got 5 people connecting. No way. All right, howdy ho. Do we got anybody connected to the stream? I can't really tell.
Hi.
Who said hi?
Maya.
Maya, do you support Trump?
I am a Black American, and I just wanted to say I know life is hard, and I'm really scared for you, and I just hope you're going to be okay. That's all I wanted to say, and I support you so much.
Hey, thank you so much, Maya. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, okay?
You too.
Shout out Maya. That's awesome. Valley, Cam, Rafa, do you guys connected? Doesn't look like it. We're going to go to disconnect these 3 people right now. Let's go to get the next guest, Sarah Downs, connected to the live stream. Here we go. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hi, yes, I do. Before you disconnect me, I'm American. I was born in America, and my family's from Western Australia, so I spent a lot of time there growing up, so I kind of have like a mix of Australian and American accent.
It does sound like a mix. It
Yeah.
sounds like a variant of an Australian accent. So I think I'm actually pretty supposed to believe you. Let me ask you a couple questions though. What time is it?
Yeah. It's 2:46.
What state again?
I'm in Oregon right now.
Oregon. Ooh. Name one state to the south of Oregon.
California.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. What's the capital of Oregon?
It's Salem. Do you want 5 cities in Oregon?
I think that's true. No, I trust you, bro.
Okay.
Let me take a couple people. Then Mike, the floor will be yours. Left Ballsack? I'm just going to call you Left. Left, thank you so much for the $100 donation over on YouTube Super Chat. I really appreciate you so much for that love, Left. Let's get 1,000 Left views down below. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. That is so much money. Left with $100 says, keep on going. We all appreciate you. I appreciate you, Left, and I really hope that you enjoyed today's stream. You are fucking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And Lord T, thank you for the $20 as well. You says, clearly she got an F in history, specifically American history. Fucking idiots. Oh my goodness gracious. She was so off, bro. She was so off. I know that who you're referring to. That was some crazy shit. Holy cow. Why do you gotta take it away? Tell us why you support Trump.
So I'm really like the biggest thing that I support from him is kind of his stance on transgender people. Like I feel like legislation on it is kind of silly, but I just, in my opinion, like a transgender woman can never like actually be a woman.
Okay.
So I'd like to debate on that.
I do disagree with you. I do disagree with you. I do think that trans women can be women. I think that gender is best understood as a social construct, and I think that it has been best understood as a social construct for thousands of years, especially in religion. You know, the whole God the Father being a man, even though he doesn't have a penis thing. But I don't even think that we need to debate on that in order for me to demonstrate to you why you're wrong. And here's why.
Okay.
Let's just assume that you're right. Let's just assume that trans women aren't women. Let's just assume that the left has been wrong all along. And let's just assume that it is true that trans women are men. Okay? How does that get us any closer in any sense to the conclusion that therefore Trump is a good president? Any closer? Like, because he ideologically agrees with you? Okay, why should I care about him ideologically agreeing with you? Is he doing anything meaningful with that ideological agreement? Okay, well, like, not really. Like, let's just assume that, like, I thought that trans women shouldn't be able to play in women's sports, and I, like, support Trump because I'm hoping that he's going to ban them to, like, liberate and protect women's rights. Okay, well, he did pass that back down to the state level. Now states can ban trans women's participation in the NCAA, but only, like, 16 trans women compete in the NCAA, and the vast majority of them, if not all, live in super blue states that'll never ban their ability. So he may end up, like, banning, like, 1 or 0 trans women from sports. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, legislation is kind of silly. Like,
right. But for what purpose? Okay, to what end does the fact that you ideologically agree with Donald Trump on trans women not being women therefore make him a good president?
Oh, it's just an issue that, like, I'm passionate about. Like, I don't think that you would understand because I feel like, you know, you never see anyone, like, talking about, like, are trans men. They always say, like, what is a woman? Like, are transgender women? Because I feel like it's more problematic, and it is an issue that I'm, like, passionate about. Like, I don't think they should be treated as women or allowed in women's spaces.
How about this? Okay, you could find something that you ideologically agree with every politician ever. Okay? Yeah. Every politician ever, you could find at least one thing that you ideologically agree with them on. Fun fact, Hitler was a vegan. Okay? He disagreed with factory farming. Vegans. Well, if you disagree with factory farming, you have one ideological agreement with Adolf Hitler.
Well, okay? Actually, factory farming is not all bad. Actually, we can debate on that. We can debate on that too if you want to.
Well, come on. Come on. Come on. Factory farming is like so clearly a bad thing. Factory farming is like so clearly a bad thing. Okay, let me find something else. Hitler had a dog that he loved very much.
I want to debate on that.
Okay, so if you ideologically agree that, you know, it's okay to love dogs, congratulations. You have one ideological agreement with Hitler. Okay, but does having one ideological agreement with Hitler therefore mean that you should support Hitler? Because no way.
Absolutely
that means that you
not.
Should therefore
also, Hitler killed his dog, by the way. So I don't know if you can say that he loved dogs.
Okay. Let's assume that Hitler didn't kill his dog and he actually really loved his dog. Okay. Let's assume that Hitler didn't kill his dog and he actually really loved his dog. Okay. Would it therefore be fair to say that we should support Trump because he really Hitler because he really loved his dog? We really love our dogs, and therefore we have one singular, super trivial ideological agreement with Hitler. No. Okay, because we have to measure like the pros and the cons. And I don't mean to be, you know, controversial here, okay? But I'm pretty fucking sure that the cons outweighed the pro of loving a dog for Hitler. Hitler was a really bad guy, right? Right? I feel like that one's fair to say. So let's do something similar. Like let's do a similar evaluation for Trump. Okay? You're saying that you have an ideological agreement with Trump, that you don't think trans women are women. He doesn't think trans women are women. We can't shake hands on that. I think trans women are women, but the point is, let's see if the cons outweigh the pros. Okay, like you're going to support him because he doesn't think that trans women are women, but at what cost? Well, how about the cost of the lives of 14 million people that are going to die over the course of the next 4 years globally because he decided to defund USAID? What about the cost of like the 66 million American women and girls who are now losing access to healthcare in the sense of abortion due to the Trump administration? On one hand, you say that you want to protect women's rights, but on the other hand, you say that you're going to support the president who took them away? Okay, what about the cost of destroying the economy and reducing the purchasing power for the average American, taking 10 million low-income Americans off of healthcare and 3 million low-income Americans off of food stamps, when we already have 51,000 low-income Americans die every single year via lack of access to healthcare? I'm pretty sure here that if we were to do a comparative analysis on the perceived cons and the perceived pros of Trump as president, that the cons are going to drastically outweigh the pros.
Yeah, we can argue that. Also, I'm not 17. I see a lot of people in the chat saying I'm 17. I'm 19, actually. I feel like you have a valid point, but it's just like, this is an issue that I'm passionate about, and there's other reasons too. Like, you brought up factory farming, and my family, we some of them have like a farm in California. They farm almonds, and so I feel like the left has really kind of like lost sight of like farmers, ranchers, and rural Americans. They just lost a lot of trust, and I feel like I don't think I'd ever really be able to support the left. I'm not 17. I see 10 people in the chat saying that.
Wait,
I'm not
why?
gonna-
I can name an ideological agreement that you have with the left.
Okay, then what is it?
Do you agree that taxes should be lower on the average American?
Yeah. I
Perfect.
Think so.
You at least
I
have
feel like
one
the
ideological
system we
agreement
have
with the
now-
left. Therefore, you have now committed yourself to supporting the left. Wasn't that your logic about
Okay,
Trump?
it's not all or nothing, actually. Why should it be all or
Okay,
nothing?
then why should it be all or nothing for Trump?
I don't know. I didn't say it was all or nothing. I just said I have a couple agreements that are more important to me than...
if you take me saying that therefore you should support the left because you have one ideological agreement with him is me suggesting that it should be all or nothing, and you deny that approach of being all or nothing, well then you can't say that you support Trump because you have one ideological agreement with him.
Okay, but it's my opinion that those are more important to me.
Okay.
Why don't you tell me
so,
why
so
should
you're
I
saying
not...
that your most important opinion is that trans women aren't women. That's your most important opinion.
No, that's one of them. I also talked about how the left has kind of lost sight of rural
what do
Americans.
you argue here that an even more important opinion than trans women being women would be that, let's see here, innocent people shouldn't fucking die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
Okay. So you hold a more important opinion, which is innocent people should not die. Trump disagrees with you on that more important opinion. He thinks that innocent people should die in some contexts.
Okay, where did he say that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
Why does he think that?
he is counterfactually responsible for the projected deaths of 14 million people across the globe over the course of the next 4 years.
Well, that's
we
just
discussed
a
USAID.
projection.
And really reliable projection. That's the lower end of the projection.
Okay.
The higher end of the projection is 23 million lives. But even if we assume a margin of error of 50% for the lower end of the projection, well, then that still means at minimum that we could say with high credence that at least 7 million people will lose their lives. Like, hello?
Okay, what about the immigrants that come into the country? I feel like I've seen firsthand like how many of them there are, and I do agree with the person that was up here before me that, hey, stop laughing. I do agree that the person that came up before me, how they are kind of taking jobs, like it's hard to get like a minimum wage job because there's just so many of them.
I don't think that immigrants are what's making it hard for you to get a minimum wage job. You remember under Biden when we're getting invaded by immigrants? Do you believe that shit?
I mean, I hear that border crossings have gone down to like 0. I don't think like I don't see any real life differences actually.
Yeah, okay. Well, a lot of people on the left, on the right will say that, oh, we were just getting invaded by immigrants under Biden. Okay, well, you understand when we were getting invaded by immigrants under Biden, we had two 50-year historical low levels of unemployment. And in 2024, we added over 2.2 million jobs to the economy. Okay, but then in 2025, after Trump just completely reduces all undocumented entry and starts deporting the most undocumented immigrants with ICE we've literally ever seen. Okay, well then all of a sudden we only had 181,000 jobs to the economy in 2025. The worst jobs report ignoring recessions in over 20 years.
Okay, what?
If immigrants were truly...
Give me a piece of evidence that says that is specifically because of him deporting immigrants.
Okay, well, I mean, I can point you towards a study conducted by the National Bureau of Economics that concluded that immigration actually creates more jobs and reduces the unemployment rate for U.S. citizens. That'd be a reason to believe that that's a factor. But more so, the reason why I bring up this data is to dispute your claims that more immigration means less jobs for natural U.S.-born Americans. That's not true. That's not true. Because a job isn't just a position that needs to be filled for charity work. No, you're filling that position to account for an increase in demand of the good or service that your job is producing. Okay, and when we have a bunch of immigrants in the country, working a bunch of jobs, making a bunch of money, okay, well, they pay a bunch in taxes. That means more subsidies for companies, and they then spend their money on goods produced by those same companies. They generate a surplus of economic traction. I mean, $14 trillion surplus has been created by immigrants over the course of the last 30 years. That surplus of economic productivity in turn creates jobs, which is why the current under economic consensus is that immigrants actually create jobs. They don't steal jobs, which perfectly explains why the job market has been going down into the shitter with the ramping up of Donald Trump's xenophobic policy, anti-immigration policy, and mass deportation. Okay? Because immigrants don't just help the country sustain itself, but they actually help the country thrive.
Okay, I don't have anything against them personally. Let's say that everything you said is correct. I feel like they are coming in at a very high rate. So let's say they do fill jobs and they do like boost the economy. The rate that they're coming in, the boost that they have on the economy is kind of like leveling out, and there's just more of them coming in. So it just makes it harder for like people. Like I see someone in the chat saying that I'm an immigrant. I'm not an immigrant. I was born on American soil. It's just
Wait,
that
that's true. Yeah, your family are immigrants. You're a family of immigrants.
Yeah. So,
what?
we
So
came
should
here
deport you
legally.
guys?
That's the difference. We came here
Oh,
legally.
wait. What does the legal status have to do with the economic contributions? I thought that we're talking about the impact of immigration on the economy, not if we should do it legally or illegally. Like, we're talking about the economy here.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Like, do you think that we should like
Okay.
deport you guys? We should deport your family because you're immigrants and we need less immigrants? We should like find a way to get it done. We should start like deporting legal immigrants to help the economy. You know what? You're taking my job, bro. Yeah, and your family that actually immigrated here, yeah, they're taking the jobs of true born Americans. You know what? Fuck, they're taking your job because you said that you were born here too. So you see, you and me, we're true Americans, but your parents, no way. We need to remove them at once because they're stealing the job. I mean, think about it. You said that your family was in the farming industry. Wow. Yeah, if your family didn't immigrate to America and start a business, start a farm, well, then that would have been the opportunity for a true American to start a farm in that place because a market, you wouldn't be filled. So you're actually drowning true Americans out of the market. Your family sucks. We need to get rid of you guys at once. Is that what you're saying?
No, I understand that America is a country built on immigrants. Like that's how like it got started out.
So it's like rules
just
for thee,
that
but
the
not for me type
surplus
shit?
of the people that are just like gushing in like illegally. I don't think that's beneficial or good. Like, can you respond to the claim that I meant?
So would you say if they came in legally, there'd be no issue? If we had the same amount of immigrants, but instead of coming in illegally, they came in legally, would there be an issue with that?
I feel like when they're just like allowed to come in, like you can't like get like. You don't know how many of them are actually coming in. It's just like so many of them can come in.
And how do you know that there's a surplus?
Because like I see it. Like I was just in San Diego.
You just said that you didn't know how many people are coming in. But when you say that there's a surplus, then you're suggesting
I'm
you
not
do
like
have a general
standing
idea.
at the border with like a count, like with a counter, counting how many people come in. It's just like you can see that there's a lot of people coming in. I feel like if they were coming in legally, that wouldn't be an issue. Like, I understand that there's a lot of people seeking asylum, like children and women coming in. I think that they should be allowed to come in. It's just that, okay, I don't want to say anything sexist, but yeah.
Okay, well, it seems like you just don't know how to argue this point. Because you're telling us that when an illegal immigrant tries to get a job, that's economically disadvantageous. But if that same illegal immigrant were in fact a legal immigrant, it would all of a sudden be economically productive. Why?
Okay.
Second of all,
I didn't say
you
that.
like
I just
stopped
said
yourself
that
from
there's a surplus
speaking.
of them.
Okay, well then answer the question. Okay, if all of these illegal immigrants that are taking jobs and hurting the economy were in fact legal immigrants, would they still be stealing jobs and hurting the economy?
No, I didn't say that just every single one of them is stealing jobs. I'm saying that there's too many of them coming in.
I know. I'm saying this group of the additional immigrants that are creating an issue. If they were still in the country but legal instead of illegal, would they still be creating that issue?
Not really. I think they should just do it legally.
Okay, so then what is the relevant symmetry breaker between them being an illegal immigrant and them being a legal immigrant? That means in the first case, when they're illegal, they're hurting the economy. Yet in the second case, when they're illegal, they're helping the economy.
Okay, I wasn't saying it's just that they're either legal or illegal. It's just that when there's like less of a regulation on it, like they can just like there's a surplus of them coming over the border.
You're not answering my question. You're just repeating yourself.
Okay.
Let's talk about that surplus. Okay? For the surplus of immigrants that are in our country that are illegal, that you're claiming are hurting our country because they are a member of that surplus. If I waved a wand and made them legal immigrants, would they still be hurting the economy?
Okay, number one, it's not whether it's okay. I'm trying to answer your question. It's just you're trying to like back me into a corner. If you waved a wand and they were all legal, I don't think the issue would be necessarily solved. It's more of the way that they're coming into the country than them being here.
How does the way that they're coming into the country impact the economy? That's not
like
the thing
I said,
coming into the country is not an engagement with the economy. So that would impact the economy. Them buying goods would impact the economy. Them selling goods would impact the economy. Them producing goods would impact the economy. Them paying taxes would impact the economy. Them interacting with the economy would impact the economy. But them just like merely crossing the border, that's not an interaction with the economy. Okay? When I play with a fucking Rubik's Cube, okay, I'm not interacting with the economy. Maybe sure I interacted with the economy when I bought the Rubik's Cube. Maybe sure I interacted with the economy when I paid taxes on the Rubik's Cube. Maybe sure I am impacting the economy if my job is to play Rubik's Cube on a YouTube channel that then generates monetization that makes me money that I pay taxes on. But me playing with the Rubik's Cube in of itself is not impacting the economy. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. Let me break down
Okay, because
what
it's not.
my
Okay,
point
and
is.
I'd say the same thing about illegal immigration in of itself. How does that impact the economy in any meaningful way?
What I'm saying, let me break it down. I'll tell you my claim in 2 simple sentences. Without, I think more border regulation equals good, because they're not just allowed to just come over whenever they want. Like, have you ever been in,
So we're done talking about the economy?
California?
Just to clarify, where are we done talking about the economy?
No, actually, because
Okay, then
like
what's
I
the
said,
economic claim? You said something about immigrants
Okay.
hurting the economy. Make the economic claim, please.
economic claim is that they take, when you have a high influx of them coming in, they take more jobs than they immediately add to the economy, making it more difficult for like legal immigrants that also came in. Like, I'm friends with a few. They said it's really hard to get a job. They're having a lot of issue. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? It's not
Okay, you're saying
necessary.
when we have a bunch of immigrants coming at once, they take the jobs in the economy. But only when they're illegal.
No,
but if we
not
were to have
they-
that same amount of immigrants coming legally, they wouldn't be taking jobs and hurting the economy. Is that your claim?
No.
Okay, so you
Okay.
think that a surplus of any immigration, legal or illegal, hurts the economy?
Okay. I've heard you say that.
I want a
think
yes or
that-
no. Are you saying that a surplus of any immigration, legal or illegal, hurts the economy?
No. You kind of like.
That's okay. Well, that's a
No,
contradiction.
You're not understanding my
Well,
claim.
what the fuck? What the fuck are you saying? You're saying a surplus of those dang immigrants really hurts the economy, but only when they're illegal.
No,
What?
you're not understanding.
How does that work? How does that?
No, you're
So
not understanding.
what's true? What is true of a surplus of illegal immigration that hurts the economy? That is false of a surplus of legal immigration that does not hurt the economy. What's this imagery right here? I need to understand why you are saying that a surplus of illegal immigration hurts us, yet a surplus of legal immigration helps us. That's the question I need you to answer. If you don't answer this damn question, I'm going to kick you, because I've been trying to
don't kick
ask you
me.
this question for the last 5 minutes. Without fail, you have not responded to me. I need
Okay.
you to give me a very direct response, or you're out of here.
I will tell you my response. It's that being here legally or illegally, it doesn't really have an effect on the economy. I agree that more people will boost the economy. It's just that the method of them coming in, it's not the most beneficial way. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So then answer the question. You're saying that a surplus of legal immigrants hurts the economy.
No, did I say that? No. I'm not 17, by the way.
Then reduce
stop
the
saying that.
economic claim to one sentence. What is the economic claim in one sentence, dude?
Economic claim is that having a regulated border would be more beneficial than having an open border for the economy.
Okay. Having a regulated border is more beneficial to the economy than having an open border.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I feel bad for them
Okay.
because they
Okay,
get paid
let's-
way
let-
less
Okay.
than legal immigrants,
Okay.
which is a problem.
So listen. Why is it the case that you think having a regulated border is more beneficial to the economy than having an open border? I just want to clarify what your reason is.
Okay, there's 2 reasons. Like I just said, I think what I said is a valid point. When
No,
they
you
come
made it-
here
you made it- you made
illegally,
it-
they
you
get
just made it
paid way
clear.
less.
Oh.
They get paid way less. It's worse for them. It's worse for everybody.
Why do they get
Because
paid
when
less?
because they can be treated worse by their employers, and
Because
they
they're
know that.
undocumented?
Yeah, and they know that there's nothing they can really do about it.
Yeah. Okay. So what you're
Yeah.
telling me is if we gave all undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship, they'd get paid more?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
So we
do
should
agree
give them a
with that.
pathway to residency or citizenship?
Yeah, did I
So we
ever
shouldn't
say
deport them?
all of them?
So then we
No,
shouldn't deport
I'm saying
them.
that a regulated border is more beneficial.
Okay, so we shouldn't deport undocumented immigrants?
No, I don't really agree with
Okay,
that.
well then you don't
I feel
support
like-
Trump. Then you don't support Trump on his immigration policy. That is his immigration policy.
Okay,
he doesn't
but
even listen. He doesn't even have
left
border
does
policy.
not want
I
a
want to make that
regulated
clear. I want to make that clear. He doesn't even have border policy. His
Really?
border policy is to just terrorize immigrants and then scare new undocumented entry away. That's Trump's border policy.
Okay. I
Okay,
mean,
so
it's
you
a
actually
method.
don't support Trump's immigration policy. So if you don't support Trump's immigration policy, then why the fuck are we talking about Trump's immigration policy in the debate about why you support Trump as president? Listen,
Because
bro.
I feel
Let's just cut to the chase. Name one accomplishment from the Trump administration over the course of the last year and a half that makes you support him as president. Name one accomplishment.
for the border, for that, or just
What
any
accomplishment? What specifically
any
did he do?
accomplishment, or just like for the border?
One
Like,
specific
what-
accomplishment from anything in a second administration that he did that makes you support him as president. What's one specific accomplishment?
Okay, let's just move to a new topic, besides the border. One thing that I really like that he did is that, like, I hear you talking about the tariffs. I feel like they're just a negotiating tactic. Like, they're not all bad. Like, again, you can't just go, like, 1 or 100, they're bad or they're not. And I feel like he's really, it's a negotiating tactic for trade with China. And Donald Trump has, like, opened up new trade with other countries. Like, he had, like, a $5 billion trade agreement with the UK for agricultural products, and then, like, a $7 billion trade agreement with New Zealand. And so I really like that. He's also, like, again, like, my family's farmers.
Name one material benefit from his tariffs in the last year and a half.
They've had a net positive by like $1 billion to when you take into account like lost trade from China and trade with other countries.
You're saying
And he's also
we've received more trade. So your claim is that
slightly
we've
more.
had more imports.
I actually have notes written down on this. Let me get my notebook out.
I'm just trying to clarify, like, what the fuck the claim is. Like, you're just doing the same thing you did with the last topic, where you just kind of like say words. Like, okay, like it's cool that
Okay.
you're saying words, but what's the specific benefit? Specifically, over the course of the last year and a half, how is Donald Trump's, by the way, patently illegal tariffs, as ruled on by the Supreme Court, that illegally charged Americans $171 billion, benefited us?
Okay, I have some notes written down. I'm looking.
I just want one clear, concise point that describes to me and communicates to the audience as well how Donald Trump's tariffs have benefited America over the course of the last year and a half. If you can't do this, I'm going to kick you because you did the same shit when we're discussing immigration, where you just kind of like said words.
Okay. My point is, tariffs can be a negotiating tool.
That's not an answer to my question. I want you to name one specific
I'm still
positive
speaking,
material
I'm still
benefit.
speaking.
You've
I'm
already
still
said this.
speaking. Okay, you don't need to mute yourself. But yeah. It's I have my notes right here. I wrote some stuff down just so I wouldn't forget it. He's given, like, I'm talking specifically, one thing I like about Trump is his support for farmers. He's given he's the trade with China, the tariffs have maybe accounted for like a lost like it's like between $8 and $5 billion, and he's given back $12 billion in like direct aid. And also there's a lot of like legislation that he's done that supports farmers, like a year-round sale on E15, which is like massively
Okay, sorry.
supporting farmers.
Why are you dodging? Why are you
Okay.
completely changing the topic? My question was so fucking clear, ma'am. My question is, what was one specific benefit that we've seen over the course of the last year and a half from Trump's tariffs? And then your response is to say, oh, well, you like his farm bill.
Okay, they're a negotiating tool. I feel like they can be beneficial. Why don't you like them?
Wait, you're asking me a question?
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's my response. I'm not using ChatGPT,
Wait.
guys.
Why are you asking me a question?
Because we're having a discussion. Like, I'm saying that I feel like my claim is tariffs
Ma'am,
can be a negotiating tool.
Did I just ask you a question?
Yeah, and I
What was
responded
my what was
to
my
it. I think
question?
my response is
What was
fine.
my question?
Tell you why. You said give me one piece of evidence why the tariffs are beneficial.
No.
Or yeah, whatever. What did you say?
No, my
then?
question was, name one specific benefit that the U.S. has reaped over the course of the last year and a half from Trump's tariffs.
Yeah, I told you.
What was the one specific benefit?
They're a negotiating tool with trade with China.
That's not one specific benefit that we've seen in America
I
from
feel
the
like
tariffs.
that is a
a
benefit of it.
claim that you're making as it relates to trade with China. Name
Okay,
the
I don't
specific
have-
benefit that America's seen. Have we seen an increase in investment? Have we seen more productive capacities amongst our manufacturers? Have we seen expedited GDP growth? Have we seen the dominance of American producers on the global stage? What is one specific material benefit that America's seen over the course of the last year and a half from the tariffs?
like I said, I don't have a specific piece of evidence. I didn't come up to talk about tariffs. I came up to talk about transgender
Who changed
people.
the conversation to tariffs?
You told me to tell you something that I feel like is beneficial that Trump's done, so I guess you did. Well,
who said the
that's
word
just-
tariff first?
Okay, I think I did, but that was like a side point on my topic that I feel like Trump's beneficial.
I'm moving on. You take care. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump. Here we go, folks. Natalie, thank you so much for the motorcycle. And Star, thank you so much for the galaxy. Holy cow. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, but I have a thing that I want to say. I don't support.
I hope you take care, man. We're just looking for some Trump supporters today. Let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream. Only do hop inside of the box if you happen to be MAGA, everybody. Ugh. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Oh, jeez. Hey, welcome in, MAGA Woody.
Yeah, hi. So I wanted to basically explain as to why I support Trump. I think that, as Americans,
Thais! Thank you so much for the daylight debut. I appreciate your love,
really
Thais.
just shows the strength that we hold as Americans. I think his build is really athletic, and I think he really shows like the strength that we as the American people, like, we need strong alpha males like Trump and people like that, and I think that he just really shows that.
Liv?
I don't know who you're talking about. I think Liv retired, I'm not gonna lie.
Leave now.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Leave now.
I don't know who you're talking about. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think you're just dodging.
Leave now.
I think you should leave because you're dodging the debate.
Nope. Leave now.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Leave now.
Leave
now, or I'm gonna get you banned from Regis Live.
Okay, I'm gonna leave. But okay, bye.
We're gonna get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, please, and thank you, everyone. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up into the box. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everybody. I'd really appreciate that. Let's go to get the next guest connected right now. We got Allie loading up inside of the queue. Allie, do you support Trump?
Hi, yes.
How old are you?
18.
Okay, what year were you born in?
2007.
Okay, it's a pleasure to meet you, Allie. Are you trolling us?
No.
Yes, you are.
I think you promise I'm not.
No, you are.
No, I swear.
Your following list is
Ask
public.
me. What?
Your following list
I'm
is
on my
public.
friend's account. I'm not Allie.
First person that you follow is Elo, whose pronouns are he, they, z / any pronouns.
I'm on my friend's account. I swear,
And-
she's right here.
And they do cosplay.
I'll tell her to come. Yeah, this is Allie. Say hi.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, your friend seems based.
She is. I'm
Oh,
less
you
based.
think that you think that your friend is based?
I guess. If I had to be nice.
Yeah, I'll trust you. I'll trust you. Sorry, I'm just giving you shit. I appreciate you
I
for being
know.
here, Allie. Well, actually, what would you like me to refer to you as?
Maddie.
Maddie, sounds good. Here, I'm going to put a message up on the screen, just, telling people not to go to that account. I'm going to take a moment here to thank a couple people, and then as soon as I'm done thanking a couple people, the mic of the floor will be yours, okay?
Okay.
MJ, thank you so much for the $22 donation on Venmo. Let's get 200 MJWs down below in that chat. That is very, very kind of you. MJ with the $22 says $22 to honor your upcoming personal new year. The real birthday present is this video. I'll check it out. Thank you so much, MJ Taylor. You're awesome, and I'm so happy that you've been enjoying the live streams. Miss Mary, thank you so much for the $100 donation on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Mary. Let's get 1,000 Mary W's down below, who says, I either keep you and your family safe or for the defamation attorney. Love you, Dean. Love you too, Mary. Thank you for the love and support. You are fantastic, as always. Thank you for the $100. Same thing to you, Sarah. Thank you for the $20 as well. You says, I'm tuning into the live right now. Please let me know if this is the right account. It sure is, Sarah. Thank you for the $20. And Jacqueline, JACQUELYN. Thank you so much for the $100 $100 donation on Venmo. I really appreciate you so much for that love, Jacqueline. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. Show some love to Jacqueline down below in that chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A billion times over. That is very kind of you. That is so much money. Who says, stay safe, Dean. I love learning from you. Well, thank you so much, Jacqueline. That is very, very kind of you. I really do appreciate you. A couple people over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Hannah, for the $5. I'm sorry, Ruby, thank you for the $5. Leslie, thank you so much for the $24, who says, for your security fund, astounded how stupid these 18 through 22-year-olds are. It's laughable, but so sad that they have no critical thought. Well, listen, here's the thing. I don't expect 18 through 22-year-olds to really be that smart. I think that, we should give them like a little bit of intellectual grace in the sense that, I think we can set them straight. I think that we can set them straight. Not to mention that I'm literally included within that age demographic. I appreciate you for the $24, Leslie. Thank you so much. As well as Mimosa. Thank you so much for the $42 donation on PayPal, who says, here's something for the security fund. Stay safe. Thank you, Mimosa. That is MIMOSA. Please show some love to Mimosa down below in that comment section. Same thing to you, No Name. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for the $50. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Anonymous. Let's get 500 Anon-Ws down below. They actually asked me to keep the message to myself, so I will. Same thing to Elise, ALYSE. Thank you for the $48, who says, I'll forever be indebted to the message that you were pushing. I'm a grandmother, and my heart breaks for the way this country has gone. I promise I'll support you. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Elise. You sound like a great grandma. Please show some love to Elise down below. Same thing to Gavin. Thank you for the $10, and happy birthday, my man. Show some love to Gavin down below. Aaron, thank you for the $20 for the ammunition fund. I appreciate you. Please remember, plus P plus hollow tip and take a nap for a month. Those eye bags are diabolical. I've like a genetic condition that just makes that skin pretty transparent. I promise that I'm actually pretty well slept today, especially with the recent increases in my security. I'm finally sleeping a little bit better. Thank you as well, Kyle, for the $10, and Karen, thank you for the $2. I'm going to quickly repeat the thing that I said at the beginning of the live stream, then we're going to hop into the debate. So folks, with everything that's been happening across the internet over the course of the last 5 days, with the false allegations being lobbed at me, then absolutely exploding all over Twitter with, a million plus people on the right, saying that these allegations are real, treating them as if they actually happened, even though we've proven these allegations to be patently false. I've had major threats to my security. Of course, there's that one major threat that I did make public information about, the bombing threat that I received a handful of days ago. That is not the only one. I just will not share the specifics on the other major threats to my security as it stands. But, like sharing some of the specifics to a handful of my friends, they're like, dude, if I was in your shoes, I would literally just like pack up my shit and move to the other side of the world. And they were like, I'm not even kidding. I would legitimately be on a beach for the next month and then have movers like pack up all my shit and just move completely. But the point is that kind of left me with two options. My first option is to take a hiatus and hit the dash and, get off the grid. And my second option is to make major investments monetarily wise into my security. So we went with the second option. We're going to be continuing the streams, but I'm spending a lot on my personal security and plan to spend much more. If you want to help out with, funding what it costs to ensure that me and my family are safe in these terrible times with a bunch of idiots coming after me, you can find a link to my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account. Pin message over on that YouTube stream, and the handle's always right there at the top of the phone screen on TikTok as well. If you do use the handle compared to the link, just make sure that you are quadruple checking every character in it. It is Dean Withers without the letter E in the last name Withers. If you get even one character wrong, it will go to a scammered account. But I appreciate you guys for the support, especially through these terrible times where you just spend way too much money to keep me and my family safe. Why don't you get to take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
Okay, well, first I'd like to start. I have really bad anxiety, so if I stutter, please don't mind. But I mainly support Trump because of his abortion policies.
Oh, this will be a fun debate. Okay. So you support sending abortion back down to the state level, and why is that?
I do, because I just don't think life should be killed innocently. Like, if they're innocent. Sorry, that made no sense.
Okay, so you think that the fetus is an innocent human life. Can you please define the word innocent?
Yeah. Something that's done no wrong.
Okay, so do you think that fire hydrants are innocent because they've done no wrong?
I guess. I don't... Yeah.
Do you think that most people
Well, no,
would
because they're not real.
Okay, so no. So fire hydrants are not innocent, even though they've done no wrong. So I don't think that innocence can just be defined as something that's done no wrong, but rather like a specific kind of thing that's done no wrong. Like an agent that's done no wrong. A being with the capacity to do wrong that has done no wrong. That would be the definition of innocence. And for that reason, I actually don't think that the fetus is innocent. So if your argument hinges on the fetus being innocent, I reject that the fetus is innocent because I reject that the fetus has the capacity to do wrong, which is a necessary prerequisite for being described as innocent.
Okay, I guess that makes sense, but I can't justify it because what did it do, you know? Like, it's a life. I don't support killing any life.
You don't support killing any life, so I would assume that you're missing your teeth?
Okay, that's bacteria.
Okay, are they biologically alive?
Yeah, but they're not.
But they're not what?
Okay.
What's the second condition that has to be met in order for you to consider it to be wrong to end a life? But they're not what?
I guess to be.
What are they not that makes it permissible to kill them?
A human being.
Okay, so you have to be a human being. So a member of the human species. So you think it's our species that makes us morally valuable?
Yes, if you have a future like ours. I support the future like ours.
Oh, a future like ours is what makes us valuable. Do you think that the average adult pig has a future like ours?
No.
No? Even though they're a little bit sentient, a little bit rational, they don't have a future like ours. Okay, did you know that the average 2 to 3-year-old is around just as rational as the average adult pig?
Yeah, but they're going to keep getting more rational.
Right. Well, this is where a really tricky question comes into play. Let's assume that a woman is pregnant with a fetus that has a genetic disposition that will cause it to die at around the age of 2 to 3 years old.
Okay.
That fetus has the identical future to the average adult pig because we know it will die at an age where it will not be able to actualize any level of intelligence beyond that of the average adult pig. Would you argue that abortion is morally wrong?
No, I think that's fine, because why would you have a kid suffer?
And I expected you to bite that bullet. You can say that abortion would not be morally wrong because that life will only live to the age of 2 to 3. That doesn't, sound like too crazy. It's an abortion. It doesn't represent the majority of abortions either. So you could actually still consistently hold to being pro-life while thinking it's okay to abort fetuses that would otherwise die at the age of 2 to 3 because that's like sub 1% of abortions. And it allows you to be consistent in your logic. But guess what? Let's imagine that pregnant woman with that fetus in her uterus did not get an abortion, gave birth, and now that fetus is a year old.
Yes.
Following your logic, it would not be wrong for that mother to kill that infant in the middle of the night because it lacks a future like ours. Are you sure that you want to commit yourself to that view?
No, I think I'd change my view if we're following that logic.
Okay. So we've now just thrown the entirety of your argument out of the window.
I guess, yeah. Wow.
So either you completely concede the pro-life argument or you give a new pro-life argument. Which one will it be?
I guess I would have to say that certain abortions would be acceptable, but not ones where you're just being irresponsible.
Okay, so you are not conceding the pro-life argument. You're still adhering to the pro-life argument. So what's the new pro-life argument? What's the new argument for why abortions, at least in majority of cases, are morally wrong?
Because if you're being irresponsible, you chose to commit yourself to that, and now you just don't want to deal with it.
Okay, let's just assume that that's true. Let's assume that women choose to get pregnant, which isn't true, but let's just assume that it is true. Okay. Why does that make abortion wrong?
Well, if you're choosing to do something, why would you go back on your choice?
Oh, for multiple reasons. They might want to go back on that choice because of financial concerns, relational concerns, bodily concerns, professional concerns, career concerns, educational concerns, instrumental concerns. There's a bunch of reasons to go back on that choice. People go back on their choices all the time, and we don't consider it to be morally wrong. So why is it morally wrong in this instance?
Because you're choosing to do something when you already knew your situation. I just feel like that's kind of odd.
Okay, wait, you could call it odd. Even I won't call it odd, but you could call it odd. But odd doesn't mean wrong. Why is it wrong?
I guess I'm going to have to concede on that.
Okay, so you're conceding to the pro-life theory.
Yeah, I guess so. That makes a lot of sense.
Fantastic.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
Was there anything else that you'd like to talk about? Or does this change your mind on Trump?
Well, there's one more thing I would like to go over with Trump. Okay, I don't want to be like insensitive, but are his rape allegations like true?
Yes, proven by a court.
Do you have proof for that by
Yeah,
chance?
just the jury verdict form. It's in the middle of your phone screen right now.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. It says no to rape, but yes to sexual abuse. The reason why I still say that he was proven to be guilty of rape was because specifically what they adjudicated is that, okay, he forcefully penetrated E. Jean Carroll's vagina with his fingers. Now, this didn't fit New York's very narrow, strict definition of the word rape when this adjudication was made. However, the judge ruled that this is what we colloquially refer to as rape, and it's not defamatory to call Trump a rapist.
Wow. Okay, I feel like a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, you know now. You know better now. Have
Yeah.
we changed your mind on Trump?
Definitely. That's terrible.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I appreciate you so much for joining us, and I'm so happy that we could change your mind. That's why I run these live streams. Thank you so much for being open-minded and tracking truth, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you take care. You take care, seriously. Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one. Let's go to get that next guest connected. We love that intellectual honesty, seriously. That's how easy it is, by the way. When I'm, like, having these conversations with myself in my own head, Anastasia, I appreciate you for the galaxy. Like, that's how those conversations go. That is absolutely how those conversations go in my head. So that's awesome. So that's seriously, that's fantastic. That's great. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everybody. Let's go to get the next guest, Emily Ann, connected. That's awesome. You know, that is like a prime example of how these debates are supposed to go. I'm really proud of her. I'm really, what was her name? Maddie? Maddie, if you're still watching with your friend, you're awesome, okay? That's a prime example of how these debates are supposed to go. That's great. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Emily Ann, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Emily Ann, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in, Emily Ann?
2007. And you can just call me Emily.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, listen, I got a couple of people to thank. I'm going to do that here in a bit. But before I do, I want you to go ahead and tell us why you support Trump as president.
I support his views on immigration, and I also support the tariffs, but it's mainly because, like, my parents supported him, and I'm definitely open to, like, changing my mind.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Well, before we hop into the debate, do you mind if I thank a couple people, then pass the mic to you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, okie dokie. Hey, thank you so much, Eden, E-D-E-N, for the $10. I appreciate you for the love, as well as I just read that message myself. Appreciate you, Eden. As well as Mr. Richard. I appreciate you so much for the $100 donation on PayPal. Thank you, Richard. Let's get 1,000 Richard W's down below in the comment section. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you so much, man. Let's get 1,000 Richard W's. I really appreciate you for that love. Please do show some love to Richard down below. Very, very kind of you, my friend. Same thing to you. Let's see here. Elias, thank you for the 77 cents. That is very kind of you. Over on Venmo, thank you, Gracie, for the $20. Who says, hey, Dean, I'm so sorry for what the people are doing to you. We need to continue to educate them. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Gracie. Let's get to our Gracie W's. Thank you for the love and support, genuinely. Amanda, thank you for the $20 as well. You says being responsible means that they shouldn't be able to abort, so force a so-called irresponsible person to take on one of the biggest responsibilities of parenthood. And what if they were on birth control? Not irresponsible. Yeah, true. Absolutely true. Yeah, thank you so much for the $20, Amanda. That's very, very kind of you. Same thing to Bianca. Thank you so much for the $20. Who says, a little bit ago you mentioned the history of colonization. I always shut people up with this question. How would white people feel if natives deported them to their origins like today's migrants? To us, any non-indigenous is an immigrant. Listen, that's just like true reality. It's just true that, you know, people colonized the Americas 110%. And their logic absolutely fails there. It does. Every single time, like clockwork. And this is just crazy. Holy fucking shit, dude. Sarah. This is ridiculous. Sarah, thank you so much for the $1,000 donation on Venmo. Fucking hell. Holy shit. I really fucking appreciate you, Sarah. Thank you so much for the $1,000 donation. Show some major love to Sarah down below in that comment section. I want to see W Sarahs in that chat for at least the next hour. That is fucking ridiculous. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah. Show some love to Sarah right fucking now. Sarah with the $1,000 says, to Dean, one of the bravest men I've had the privilege of learning from. Thank you for using your voice to stand up for those who need one, even at real personal cost. May you and yours always be safe, protected, and surrounded by good people. Sarah, I don't know if this is the same Sarah. I see your last name on there, and I happen to remember another Sarah with that exact same name that has been watching the streams and engaging with them for literally years now. If that happens to be you, please let me know in like a message or something. I'm so grateful for your support. I'm so grateful for your contribution. Like, genuinely. I really am, Sarah. It means the world to me. You know, especially with everything that's been going on recently and the new security threats to myself and my family that I've become acquainted with that I've had to respond to by dishing out hella cash. I appreciate you. Just know, Sarah, that your donation is directly going to keeping these streams running every day. Because if it wasn't for the additional security protocols that I've started to implement and will probably continue to implement until we know that we're all good, I wouldn't be able to do these streams. So I genuinely really appreciate you. I just know that it's because of you, as well as like many, many other people, like literally everybody in here, regardless if it's sending a donation in or just engaging with a live stream, that you guys are directly helping me keep these streams alive with like the current threats that me and my family are facing. I'm so very thankful for you. Thank you, Sarah. Over on YouTube Super Chat, thank you for the $20 Persephone, who says, Dean, another $20 to ask you if you do solve Rubik's Cubes. I don't. That was just an example. Silver Nash, thank you for the $20 as well. This is the last one for now, who says, just like every other woman who argues against her own safety, if you ever find yourself in a situation where abortion is an option, you'll very quickly change the sides of your own benefit, for your own benefit, selfishly or not. What a hypocrite. No, I agree with you. I've found so many individuals, like especially like older conservative women who are like, oh, I'm pro-life, but yeah, when I was like 25, I needed an abortion. And it like saved my life. You know what I mean? I've unfortunately had the displeasure of meeting and talking to a lot of people just like that. Emily, why don't you take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
Yeah. First of all, actually, I am conservative, but like I love your stream, so I'm like actually really excited to like be on here.
Well, hey, cool. Happy to have you here. Hopefully we're able to use that to our advantage and change your mind.
Yeah. So I support him in the sense that like I agree on views with bringing like the abortion laws back to the states. I agree with like making sure that we keep illegal immigrants out when we allow legal immigration, stuff like that. I don't agree with him as a person. Like I don't like him as a person. I agree with him being president though.
Okay. First and foremost, Ozzy, I see your message over on YouTube Super Chat. I'm sorry that I missed that. I'll make sure I thank you here in a little bit. I just wanted to point that out. Second of all, the first thing that you said there is that you agree with abortion being at the state. Why? Why do you want abortion to be at the state?
Because I do, like, in my opinion, abortion should be illegal. Now, I know everybody doesn't share that view. I am Christian, so it does come down to not only religion, but also the fact that I believe that life begins at conception. However, I know everybody...
Does it come down to... No, do you understand, the most, pronounced and intelligent Christian theologians of all time, like St. Thomas Aquinas, didn't even think that abortion was murder until later in pregnancy? Like... Being a Christian doesn't commit you to the view that therefore abortion is a grave moral wrong. Well, I guess that abortion is an action of murder. It doesn't commit you to that, not in the slightest. Why do you think that abortion is murder?
So there's a verse in the Bible. It says like, before I knit you together in your mother's womb, that I knew you. And so I take that to mean that life begins at conception, and that is the moment that you are like given a soul. You're given like life. And that's why I believe that it would be murder. Some people
how do you know that?
Who are Christians.
That's a bad interpretation. It says, before I knitted you in your mother's womb, I knew you. All that this verse is saying from the perspective of God is, before God made you the person that you are, God knew the person you would be. Okay? But that doesn't account for any pro-choice argumentation or theoretics concerning the fact that the fetus only becomes a person at 20 through 24 weeks because of the pronunciation of particular brain structures that allow for the exhibition of sentience or consciousness. This very well could be saying, before I knitted you in your mother's womb, before I made you, before I gave you an identity at 20 through 24 weeks, I knew what identity you would have in the future. Okay, that doesn't speak to the wrongness of abortion before 20 through 24 weeks under pro-choice readings that are completely consistent with that verse.
I don't know. I read it as a God knew who you were going to be, and that means that you have this life, right? And it's different than it being like I know you brought up the teeth or whatever with that last girl, and it's different because the baby or the fetus would have separate DNA strands, right? It would have DNA from the mother and the father. It's separate from the mother in that sense, and
Okay,
it
so you're
has
saying
a
that
separate life.
you're saying that the species of the fetus is the thing that makes it meaningful? Not me. Thank you for the gym gun. Is that your claim?
Sure, I want to see where you're going with that.
Okay, well, that's just crazy. Listen, there are things called molar pregnancies, partial molar pregnancies. That's where a human develops, but something gravely goes wrong to the point where this human, quote unquote, is literally just like a little ball of skin with hair and like human cells. Now, on like a biological level, they're still technically human and they're still technically alive. Okay? But like something went extraordinarily wrong. They'll never be anything more than a little meatball. No joke. Look it up. This is a real thing. You could even see partial molar pregnancies. Kind of gross. Very barbaric. But the point is, under your view, that's still technically a member of the human species. Would it be murder to kill that little meatball?
That's actually an interesting argument. I've never heard of that, so I haven't thought of that.
It seems like the obvious answer to that question is no. Okay?
Yeah, right.
And it feels like this is probably the very best demonstration of why it cannot be our species that makes us valuable. And a majority of the ethicists agree. 81% of professional philosophical ethicists who study this shit full time, okay, agree and converge on the pro-choice theory. Meaning that a vast majority of professional ethicists think that it's something other than our species that makes us morally valuable. Most ethicists think that maybe our sentience makes us morally valuable, think that our consciousness makes us morally valuable, think that the capacity for intellect that emerges at 20 through 24 weeks makes us morally valuable, and only a minority of ethicists think that it's either our species or something other than our species that makes us morally valuable from the moment of conception.
Okay. So if you're going off of the like intelligence stuff like that, you had the argument where is it okay to have an abortion if the kid isn't going to have the intelligence that it could have, like if it's going to die at like 2 or 3 years
That's
old.
a counter argument against another pro-life view. So that was an interrogation into a pro-life view, not my own.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, listen, I'll approach this from a different angle. Do you think that all sins are identical in the eyes of God outside of blasphemy, or do you think that some sins are worse than others?
So, in the eyes of God, here, let me like flesh this out before you answer. In the eyes of God, all sins are equal in the way that if you sin, you don't go to heaven, right? But in our country, stuff like that, some sins are worse than others because of the way that they affect other people.
By what standard?
That's by these people's standards, by our
by the standard
as,
of humans?
Yes.
Okay.
By the standard of God, sins are all the same. By the standard of humans,
perfect.
sins are different.
Okay, perfect. So you're saying that the standard of humans contradicts the standard of God?
Yes, because not all humans are Christian.
Do you agree that contradictions can't be true?
What do you mean by that?
A contradiction can never be true. Like, it can never be simultaneously true that our sins are equal and all sins are not equal. Like, either the human standard is right or the God standard is right. Because they contradict one another.
Right.
So it's God's standards that is. So truly, the truth of the matter is that they're outside of blasphemy, all sins are equal. Okay. Do you think that it should be illegal to lie and tell your children that Santa Claus exists because it's a sin?
That's what I'm saying. That is
should that be illegal?
Then it shouldn't be illegal just because that's not how humans function.
Okay, perfect.
The things that should be illegal are things that are harming other people or things that wouldn't help us.
Wait, but you just admitted that the human standard is A, baseless, B, lacks moral authority, and is C, just false because it contradicts God's standard.
I mean, if that helps my parents. did not lie to me about Santa Claus. They were like,
Okay, so I mean, let's just drop this whole human standard talk because it's baseless. Okay, you have no base for this human standard because you ultimately think that truth is grounded in God, and this is not a truth that's grounded in God by your own admission. B, it lacks moral authority because you ultimately believe the only thing with moral authority is God, and you're saying this is grounded outside of God. And C, it's just false because it contradicts God's standard, and God's standard is always right. So let's just stop talking about the human standard. It's completely meaningless. From your perspective, it's just completely meaningless. Do you think that it should be illegal to lie to your children about the existence of Santa Claus?
No.
Okay. So then why should it be illegal for a woman to get an abortion, given that those are two sins that are identically wrong in the only standard that matters for truth, which would be God's standard, from your perspective?
In the Bible, there are, and I'm sorry I'm like bringing up the Bible so much. I do believe in separation of church and state, to be fair. But in my argument, this is like my personal argument because I see people like in the chat talking about that. But anyways, in the Bible, Jesus has interactions with people, right, who have these different sins. And he spoke about a few different ones. He talked about like, if you look at a woman lustfully, like pluck out your own eyes. He talked about like, if someone does you wrong, like all these different things. He talked about harming children specifically too, and he said it would be better for these people to like tie a millstone around their neck and like jump into the water than to harm one of the children. And I believe that that is partially where I'm getting this. We have
so this sounds like the death penalty. Are you saying that we should kill women who try to get abortions because it would be better to kill them for them to get the abortion?
No,
Isn't that what you just read from the Bible? So it's either true that you think that we should kill women who are trying to get abortions, since that is better in God's eyes, or you don't think that a fetus is a child. Therefore, this text wouldn't apply.
I believe that text applies to like rapists. I believe that text applies to
Wait, but the text says kill, not rape.
No, I
believe I'm just going off of what you said. You said it is better to kill somebody that's trying to kill a child than for them to kill the child. Okay, yes or no? Do you think that a fetus is like, oh, this little baby child, innocent little thing that matters so much? Because if you do, well, all that you're saying is that you think that your God is telling you that it's better to kill a woman who's trying to get an abortion than to let her get that abortion. Is that something that you agree with?
What he's saying in that verse is the judgment, like in the final days. Like it's not judgment on earth, it's judgment later.
Okay. So if it's not judgment on earth, well, then we shouldn't cast judgment on earth to women who get abortions by banning and restricting their access to abortion, legally speaking. Because that's an earthly judgment.
Yeah, I'll concede to that actually.
Okay, so we shouldn't cast earthly judgments on women who get abortions.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I obviously don't judge people who get abortions. There are many reasons to get abortions. I am pro-life personally, and that's why I would.
Well, now it seems like you're pro-choice legally. Like you don't even think states should have the ability to ban abortion, because you're just saying that states should have the ability to cast an earthly judgment on women who want abortions. Okay, but that goes against your scripture, apparently, according to you. So why do you think that states should have the ability to do something that goes against your scripture?
I don't see it as something that goes against the scripture, more as like I don't believe that we should be getting abortions because of my belief that a fetus is a human life.
No, we're not talking about what we should or shouldn't do morally. We're talking about what you think should or shouldn't be legal. Okay, do you agree that like legally restricting a woman's access to abortion is an earthly judgment of abortion?
Yeah, it would be.
Okay, so why do you think that states should have the ability to do something in which you state contradicts your scripture?
There is another verse where it says, render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's and render unto God what is God's.
But the thing is that you don't think this should be Caesar's.
God gives governments the power to pass their laws, right? He gives them the power to make those decisions.
Wait. So
And
then
I
you're
think,
saying that governments have a special moral authority to render earthly judgments that individual people don't?
what do you mean by that?
You're saying that, oh, it's like wrong for you to render an earthly judgment of abortion, but it's not wrong for the government to render an earthly judgment of abortion? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because
Oh,
they
okay.
have that power.
Okay, so you're telling me that if I moved to an island with like 3 of my friends and I said, okay, well, we're going to form a government on this island, then all of a sudden I'm the supreme dictator, that it wouldn't be morally wrong for me to render earthly judgments for them doing things that I don't like?
What do you
Because
mean
give
by
to
that? Like
Caesar what is Caesar's.
you'd be the leader or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
would be
I moved to an
your-
uninhabited island with like 50 of my friends. I label myself supreme dictator. Are you now saying that I could just do whatever I want to people that I don't like, since you're supposed to render to Caesar's what is Caesar's? And I'm saying what is mine is the ability to do whatever I want.
I mean, yes, that's what happens in like dictatorships and stuff. It doesn't mean that it's right, but that's what happens.
Wait, how
because
do you
they've been
determine
put
that
in
it's not
power.
right? By the scripture of the Bible? You say is your argument that the scripture in the testament of the Bible limits what exists within the moral authority of a government? Okay, like including scripture from the Bible that you interpret to mean that it's wrong to render an earthly judgment about abortion? Meaning that you think that the scopes of the powers and function of a government should be limited to not render earthly judgments for abortion? Is that what you're saying?
You know what? Yeah, I think I'll concede that argument. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any other arguments insofar as why you support Trump?
I actually have a few questions. I was told, like, I live in the deep south, right? So, like, everything that I've been told about Trump is, like, from MAGA people.
Mm-hmm.
And I did.
Oh, she just randomly left. Well, that was probably unintentional. Feel free to hop back inside of the queue. If I see, I'll bring you back up. I guess we're going to move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate, please. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you're here for debate. I feel like we've been cooking today, folks. We've had the pedal on the metal today, everybody. We've had the fucking pedal on the metal. We've had the pedal on the metal today, folks. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. I'm sure that I'd really appreciate that. I'm sure that many others would as well. Let's go to get the next guest connected. You only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debates. Good to see you all, by the way. Make sure that you say what's good down below in that comment section. If you want to support me, if you want to support the live stream, you can find a link to my Venmo and my PayPal and the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account. Pin message over on that YouTube stream, and the handle's always at the top of the phone screen at TikTok too. Pretty much all of the donations for the foreseeable future will be going to the safety and the security of me, my girlfriend, and our cat, due to the extraordinary threats that we've been receiving in light of false allegations lobbed at me over the course of the last 5 days. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hi, so I have a question. I promise I'm not trolling or nothing.
Are you driving?
I just have a question about like the Voters Act thing showing the ID. I just want to know like why that's bad. Like if wait no, please
Come on,
no,
get the question out. Get the question out, bro. Come on.
Why is it bad to need to like show ID to vote?
Okay, perfect. Well, there's some like minuscule issues with showing ID to vote. That issue just being that in many states you actually have to like pay like $20 or something for an ID. I don't think that there would be any issue with showing ID to vote, given that states made IDs free, and I think that the vast majority of people agree. That's not really the issue with the SAVE. That's not really the issue with the SAVE Act. The issue with the SAVE Act is that it wants to require either a birth certificate and or a passport to quote unquote prove citizenship in order to register to vote, and that's a really big issue. Because we actually already require proof of citizenship to register to vote. You have to like give them your SSN, you got to give them your address, you got to give them your name, you got to give them your birth date, and then they take all that information back to like some like nationwide database. They confirm that you're a citizen, and only after they confirm that you're a citizen do they allow you to register to vote. And the issue is that if we inquire this new exhaustive cost of also ensuring that people have to supply a birth certificate and or a passport, that will only limit more people from being able to vote, disproportionately women and poor people. which, you know, of course, is just disenfranchising voters. So that's the issue. Thank you so much for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Flo, who says, what you do is so important even for us Canadians. Putting these dumb clowns in their place, they deserve it. A big merci from Quebec, my man. Thank you, Flo. Silver Nash, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Let's get 200 Silver Nash W's down below. That is very, very kind of you. Silver Nash with the 20 says, again, Exodus 5:11-31. Read your damn book before you speak about abortion. It literally promotes abortion. And happy 511th episode. Do you mean to refer? I think that you mean to refer to numbers. It's not Exodus 5:11-31. It's Numbers 5:11-31. But your point stands. Thank you so much, Kallinas, for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in, Morgan. Do you support Trump? Morgan,
yeah,
hello?
a little bit.
Okay, how old are you?
Yeah, a little bit. I support Trump.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2008.
What month?
February.
Okay, and what time is it?
Well, I'm in Dubai right now, so it's 2:53 a.m.
Okay. I'd also like to give a really big thank you to Ozi. That is OZI. Ozi, thank you so much for the $50. I really appreciate you. Show some love to Ozi down below. Ozi with the $50 says, hey, Dean, my birthday's in 10 days too. Here's a little early birthday present. Use some to buy yourself something nice. Maybe a new dark colored t-shirt for the lives. And use the rest for your security fund. Take care. Cheers. Oh, I appreciate you, Ozi. Yeah, I honestly, for my birthday, I'll probably get like a bunch of new like like darker shirts. So I'm not just wearing like the same 5 shirts on repeat during our live streams. That's probably a really good idea, huh, Sophie? Sorry, not Sophie, Ozi. Thank you so much for the love and support. Sophie, welcome into the live stream. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do, Dean.
How old are you?
18. Yes.
What year were you born in?
2007, August 23rd. Dina.
Are you though?
Yes, I am.
Are you really 18 though?
Yes, I am. Do you want to see my birth certificate?
Do you have it on hand? Just kidding.
No.
Let me ask you a couple clarifying questions here. I'm not going to ask to see
Okay.
it, but do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I do.
When you're driving down a road and there's a dotted yellow line next to a solid yellow line, and you're on the side of the dotted yellow line, what does that mean for you as a driver?
I can pass.
What about this solid yellow line?
I cannot pass.
First question answered correctly. Next question. Are you in high school, college, or not working? Sorry, not in school at all?
I'm not in school at all.
Are you working a job?
No.
Not in school at all. You're not working a job. And what did you say your birthday was?
2007, August 23rd.
Oh, okay. What's on your agenda for the rest of the week?
I'm gonna go see my friend Rachel tomorrow. And then I'm probably gonna celebrate my birthday. in a couple days.
Okay. You got the part about the birthday. Okay. All right. So far you answered the questions accurately. Answered the questions accurately. Chat, what are we thinking, chat? I think I'm gonna leave this one in the ballpark of majority consensus because I don't know, Sophie. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I have like a really young voice, so.
Okay, how about this? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna allow you the opportunity to give an argument, and if I think to myself that a child would give me this argument, then I'm going to assume that you are one, and I'm gonna kick you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. Let me thank a couple people, and then I'll pass that mic to you. Thank you so much, Evil Twin, for the $20 donation over on Super Chat, who says, my contribution to your security fund, stay safe out there. Well, thank you so much for the love, Evil Twin. I really appreciate you, and it does help. It really does. It really does help us out. I swear to God, it really does help us out. Over on Venmo, Brian, thank you for the $10, who says, just wondering if you're going to MCR next week in Denver. No comment. Appreciate you for the love. Appreciate you, Anthony, for the $40 donation on Venmo 4 minutes ago. Thanks, man. Anthony with a 40 says, thank you for getting me through cardio sessions as always. Been a few weeks since you're live and cardio aligned. Oh, man. Well, you always got the VODs on YouTube, okay, Anthony? Appreciate you for the $40, my friend. Sammy, thank you for the $10, who says, God literally committed more abortion to the Bible, literally flooded the earth, and the whole leveling cities thing. Love your work, Dean. Oh, yeah, or like the slaughter of the Amalekites, including their children, in 1 Samuel 15:3. Thomas, thank you for the $15 donation. I wanted to thank you for converting me from MAGA. I was very MAGA influenced because of my family, and the lives helped me open my eyes and realize that the government/MAGA is not on our side. Absolutely, undoubtedly based, Thomas. I love that. Thank you for the $15. Same thing to you, Emily. Sorry, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew, for the $25, who says, at the beginning of Trump's presidency, my dad was of the opinion that the left hates Trump for nothing, and he's done nothing wrong. I've had many conversations with him, and after he truly understood what ICE was doing, he dropped his support. We love that. Shout out to your dad, Andrew. We love that so much. Thank you for the support. And another Andrew, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. Mr. Pete, thank you for the $100 donation on Venmo. Let's get 1,000 PWs. Appreciate you, bro. Holy cow. Pete with 100 says, heard the best argument the other day and hope to hear you bring it out. MAGA men are so quickly to say that, quote unquote, they're more of a man, which would technically be them admitting to gender existing as a spectrum separate from their assigned sex. Oh no, we've been whipping that one out forever. That one's a fun argument to run. Let me tell you, Pete. We are all caught up over on Super Chat. We're all caught up on Venmo to quickly get caught up over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the $10. Lily, who says, thank you for answering my question about the whole voter ID thing. Yeah, of course. Listen, it's a good question. I agree. It's a good question. As well as Leonard, thank you for the $50, who says, hey, Dean, I hope you and your family stay safe. Thank you for the education and all that you do, even if I'm only indirectly affected by U.S. politics. Your work is important and essential. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you, Leonard. Let's get 500 Leonard W's. Same thing to Rebecca. Thank you so much, Skylar West Coast, for the $40, who says, thank you, Dean. As much love to you. As a lib grandma, I'm glad to see young people like you and Parker having a voice, changing minds, and giving me hope for the future. Stay safe. Well, thank you, Skylar West Coast. You sound like a great grandma, sound like a great person, and thank you for the love. I really appreciate you. Same thing to Kirian. Thank you for the $10. And Macy, thank you for the $5. And Bonnie, thank you for the $20, who says, can you please say happy birthday to me today? It's my birthday, and I love you so much. Happy birthday, Bonnie. That is fantastic. One last person to thank, then the ball will be in your court, ma'am. Thank you so much, Tracy, for the $100 donation on PayPal. I appreciate you, Tracy. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Tracy. Let's get 1,000 Tracy W's. Tracy with $100 says, listen, I want you and your girlfriend to be safe, but protect the cat at all costs. Tell your kitty I said, pss, 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 and take care of yourself. Sending love and thank you for all that you do. Tracy, my girlfriend will love you. My girlfriend will love you for saying that for sure. She's also protecting Momo at all costs. That has been her main priority. Thank you for the $100, Tracy. Go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump. And I appreciate you guys all once again for all the love.
Okay, so before I start, I would just like to say or reply to some comments. So a couple of people are saying that I only follow 3 people and that my account says sings, and that actually I think that was it. I only follow 3 people and my account says sings because I don't want to go live on my main account because people might not want to be my friend anymore for my argument that I'm going to say. So that
I'm sorry. That sounds like something a kid would say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I appreciate you for coming up. If you were being honest about your age, I'm really sorry for kicking you off. You're the victim if you're actually of age. Feel free to be enraged at me. I am sorry if you're actually of age. I just don't think you are. Okay, I just don't think you are. Gotta stay safe. Gotta stay safe, folks. Minor safety is really important, especially when we're discussing politics on a live stream. It could get heated, controversial. Need to be careful. Need to be very, very careful. Sydney, thank you for the galaxy. Sleepy Baby Dean, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Shh, go to sleep.
What is this? Can you explain?
I'm not sure.
Can you explain to us what that is?
I'm not sure.
Get a life. Get a life, bro. Moving on to the next guest. Only opposite side of the key of you are here for debate about why you support Trump as president. Get a fucking life. Get a fucking life. Get a life. Moving on to the next guest. Oh, fuck. Is it Friday? Oh, no. Is it Friday? I think it is Friday. Oh, fuck. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Oh, no. No! 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 Oh, no! I got a text from my dad, saying that he wants to do a dinner with me tonight because he's like never where I am. We very rarely get to see one another. And I was like, yeah, sounds good. Let's go grab a dinner. But I forgot it's like Friday night, so now I like might have to place a reservation. Oh no. I might low-key get one of my friends up here real quick to cover the debates just so I could like make sure that me and my father have a reservation for dinner. Whoops. That's my fault. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Been here more than once. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Welcome into You Support Trump, J5.
Can you debate my daddy now? Happy birthday. Please debate my daddy.
Stop being weird, man. We're going to get the next guest connected. We got money loading up in. I'm going to text Parker. Yo, can you cover me while I take a call? I should probably let him know that the call's not that important. The call's not that important. You'd probably like assume on like face value that like I'm talking about like, you know, something really serious. So I want to let him know it's not. Money, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, well, I mean, I voted for him, so yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 35.
Oh, God, and you'd support this idiot. Why?
I mean, look, I'm not gonna be completely ignorant here and say I just support Trump because I support Trump. I obviously see a couple of stuff that Trump has been doing, which is something that he did not run on. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you here and saying that I support Trump because at the end of the day he is an American president and I wish all the best for him the same way I wish the best for our country. I mean, I believe
I wish the best for our country too.
Okay.
But I don't think that wishing the best for the country means endorsing the president regardless of what they do. If anything, that means being highly critical of the president, especially when they do bad things.
So when Biden was the president, did you support everything he was doing?
No, I didn't. But I thought
All right.
compared to the alternative of Trump, he was a more preferable option. Hey, Parker, would you mind covering me real quick while I take a quick call?
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, Parker. Go ahead, take it away.
Of course, of course. Yeah, so you say you support the president no matter what, essentially. So essentially, I would ask you, like, if you lived in Russia, would you support Vladimir Putin?
No.
You said yeah?
I said no, I don't.
Oh, no, you wouldn't. Okay, so just because the candidate is the president doesn't mean you support them. Like, did you support Biden when he was president?
Well, I mean, I did support a couple of stuff that he was doing, I'll be honest with you. But like I didn't support everything he was basically doing. Like I didn't support how Biden administration kind of handled the Afghanistan withdrawal. I believe you did not support that as well. So
Yeah, but
like
I'm asking, like, did you support him overall? Like how you say you
no, I
support
did not
Trump
support it for
overall?
all. No, I did not. Like, because at the end of the
Okay.
day, Parker, at the end of the day, this is what's been going on with any president. You know, the first 2 years when or basically before they run on a lot of good stuff. They keep promising with a lot of good stuff. The same way Biden did, by the way. You know, Biden has ran on lowering the inflation, or basically did not increase the national debt, which is that didn't happen. But at the end of the day,
That's actually
he
what
was our
Trump ran on,
president.
and then Trump did the opposite. Trump added
No,
four
no, no.
trillion more to the debt.
I agree.
Trump increased inflation more. We
I
actually have
agree.
higher inflation right now than we had when Biden left office.
Yeah, I mean, that's my argument is that like I basically supported Biden when because he was a president, he represented our country, and I wish all the best for him. However, when Biden after that famous debate that he had back in 2024, he lost all my respect, honestly. So I basically at the end of the day, at that time in July 2024, that's where Biden lost all my respect, and I wasn't and I was clear that I I am against Biden. I basically start going on live, posting videos, talking bad stuff about Biden because he lost my respect. But when he was a president, which is that's something that you guys don't do, like the minute Trump was elected, you guys were doing nothing but shitting on Trump. The minute you guys did not even give him a chance. Like you guys just have a TDS to the point that you guys did not give him a chance to basically
Wait.
prove
So
whether or not he's gonna be
we
good.
can't disagree with him before and after the election. Apparently, we have TDS for disagreeing with him. Well, I mean, I'm not going to support a candidate for president that tried to undermine our democracy last time he was in the position of presidency, who called for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Yeah, that's gonna lead me to like not supporting that person.
Well, I mean, you know that all these allegations or all these charges that brought against Trump was basically motivated. You know that, right? Like all these, in New York court
What?
and yeah, I mean,
what was he found guilty
don't
of?
you
Like
agree on
specifically,
that?
what were the charges?
The 34 felonies,
For what? What were the felonies for?
misleading the business record.
Misleading the business record, falsification of business documents. And
Yes.
how do you know that was politically motivated and he wasn't just actually guilty?
Because why wasn't that brought to the justice before Trump decided to run in 2024?
He was actually they started pressing these
Before
charges
he was
in like
decided
2021.
to run, before he was decided, before he was saying that
because
that he was
actually
gonna run.
these felonies were committed in the furtherance of his campaign in 2016.
Yeah, like he committed the crime when running for
Yeah.
president of the
Okay,
United States.
and
So of
why
course,
and why
that they
and
would
why
have
not?
to come after him after the point in which he committed the crime, right?
Yeah, I understand that, but like, I mean, don't you agree? Like, you should listen. Just be fair here, Parker or Dean. Just guys, be fair. Don't you agree that this was politically motivated at some point?
I think
Please,
that
just
I
be
think
fair.
that there could be like
We
political
think that's
motivation.
unfair of you.
I think that there could be political motivation in the sense that they really wanted to hold him accountable for his crimes because he was such an important politician. And the more power you have, the more scrutiny and accountability you should face for your ill wills, but not politically motivated in this other non-benevolent, super fucked up way of, oh, he's our political opponent. Let's just go ahead and find him guilty of a crime he never committed.
Yeah, but
All right, I do got to get going now.
Appreciate
Dean, thanks
you.
for having me up, bro.
Appreciate you, Parker.
Have a good rest of your stream.
But I mean, at the end of the day, Dean, look. I mean, I'm
gonna move on from you too, bro. I hope you have a good rest of your day, man. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop outside of the queue if you happen to be here for a debate. We're gonna get a couple people in here. Give us one moment. Welcome
Dean, you don't need a
in-
couple people. I'm here.
welcome
Okay,
in-
don't run from me.
Welcome in, Liam D. Sport Trump. Oh, shit! Everybody disconnected from the live. That's a weird glitch. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Only hop inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA. Looks like the queue completely reset too. Please do honor and follow the rules of the queue, guys. I'd really appreciate that so much. Let's go to get the next guest, Reggie, connected to the live stream. Welcome in, MAGA Politics.
Hello
Sport Trump.
again. Yes, of course. I'm not stupid.
Oh, you're not stupid, and that's why you support Trump?
Yeah. Like, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Really? How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2008, January.
Okay. You know, I'd actually say that
I can
stupid people
show
are more
my
likely
ID
to
if you
support
want me
Trump.
to. Sorry?
I would say that stupid people are more likely to support Trump.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, how stupid does somebody have to be? Genuinely, how stupid does somebody have to be in order to support somebody as president that called for the execution of their political opponents, threatened to invade our allies, passed some of the worst economic policy destroying the economy in modern American history, exploited the debt, exploited the deficit? I mean, listen, I don't even think I could articulate a single quote-unquote conservative value that Trump truly stands by in the sense of pro-Constitution, anti-spending. I mean, he's even a threat to the Constitution, calling for its termination, and either threatening to infringe on or actually infringing on like 7 of its amendments in the last year and a half. So when you say that you support Trump because you're not stupid, I find doubt. But why don't you go ahead and tell us why you support Trump? The floor are yours.
I think, like, Kamala supporters
maybe they're not like super stupid, but they're definitely more evil. For example, you're a fucking rapist. You rapist bitch, rapist dog. We know you raped her. We know you raped her. There was evidence proven. You rapist dog.
Whoa, calm down, calm down.
I'm sorry, but I'm really angry because I'm talking to a rapist and it's honestly really hard. So sorry if I can't keep my cool, but it's really hard to talk to him. I
very
can't even say his name.
I almost kind of want to treat you like a little social experiment. Go ahead and take a look at this and tell me how you make sense
This
of
is the mo-
okay? Let's treat you like a little social experiment. We'll see how the MAGA mind works. He's stolen. Let's unpack this. First and foremost, this TikTok account under the name of Emily accused me of rape. They posted this fake DM to prove their allegation. The account posted 2 screenshots of the same faked DMs, for the purpose being that in the second screenshot, they're scrolled further down the page to also include my response. We know that they're fake because in the first screenshot above their message, there is an included date and time. In the second screenshot above that same message, there is not an included date and time. The only explanation for this inconsistency is that the screenshots are fake. The account also claimed to be a young girl posting many photos such as these to make their allegations seem more believable. This girl is not accusing me of rape. She had her identity stolen by this account. She made a video to clear this up.
So tonight, I was looking through my TikTok comments and I find some comments saying that someone's impersonating me and using my photos to accuse someone, Dean Withers, of sexual assault. This was the picture someone put in my TikTok comments, and this was the picture I posted on Instagram. Same with here, this was posted in July, and now I find this 4 days ago on TikTok. On this photo, you can see there's a little scribble at the top of the screen. This is because, as you can see in the next photo, that's where the lyrics were in my Instagram photo. After finding out about this, I made a video tagging her saying that it's not me, and she ended up blocking my main account. I'm now getting multiple DMs and comments about this whole situation, and I wanted to make this to let you guys know that I'm not involved in any of this, and I didn't make any of these videos.
Even in light of... How do you make sense of all that?
How much did you pay her?
Pay who?
Not to talk about it. The girl you raped. How much did you pay her?
How do you make sense of all of that? Are you saying I paid the girl I raped to post fake screenshots to prove that I raped her? Are you saying... Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. We know it, Dean. Stop.
Wait.
Seriously, it's like...
Wait.
If you could just admit it and apologize, maybe you could get over it. But trying to act like you didn't even do it, that's just disgusting.
So you think
Seriously.
that I paid them to post fake screenshots? How do you explain the whole identity theft of a minor part?
What? I think that, no, the girl who you raped is the girl who was in the pictures.
She's from Australia.
But then... And?
And? It's on the other side of the world.
Was she never in the U.S.?
Yeah. She's
how do you know that? How do you know that?
Because she's a kid from Australia. It's gone to school.
Oh, and kids were never in the U.S.?
Yeah, she's never lived in the U.S.
And maybe she visited. You know how many visitors the U.S. has?
Let me ask you a question. How do you quote unquote know that I raped her?
It's pretty obvious, Dean.
Okay, well,
the real evidence was posted. The evidence was posted.
What evidence?
Then you paid her. Then you paid her. Can I talk? Can I talk, you rapist? Or are you going to talk over me?
Just 1 second.
Are you going to rape me too?
What evidence? The only quote unquote evidence are the fake screenshots.
The evidence.
That I showed you. What evidence? Outside of those fake screenshots?
No, that's the evidence she posted after you paid her to post fake, trashy evidence so you can easily debunk it.
That's literally the first post on her
obviously it's deleted now. Obviously it's deleted now, and it wasn't that account, it was a different account.
Specifically, what's deleted now?
The evidence, the real screenshots.
Okay,
the not faked screenshots.
Okay, how do you know this? Did you see them?
I saw them.
What did they look
I didn't save them, but I can get them. I'm sure I can get them from somewhere. I'm sure someone saved them.
What did they look like?
What do you mean? TikTok screenshots.
Wait.
Except everything checked out.
Wait. So if you're saying that I paid this account off to post fake evidence, why would I not just pay the account off to say the allegation was fake?
Because if she came out, no, because she came out saying you raped her, right? And then with credible evidence.
What's the
After
credible
that,
evidence?
if you pay her, and then she suddenly
One second.
says,
One second. Show
the
me
one
the
that was deleted.
Okay,
Can I finish my fucking
I'm
sentence?
gonna give you two options. So right now, I have your TikTok. It is at Fuentes Groiper. Okay, you're Nazi. Didn't know
Oh
that.
yeah, I love rage baiting them.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you two options.
They are almost as stupid as you guys.
I'm gonna give you two
like
options.
Groipers and you guys.
Your first option.
Same bucket.
Settle down. Your first option is to supply the credible evidence. Okay. Or your second option is later when I consult my attorney, I'm going to consider adding you to the lawsuit as a defendant. We'll subpoena TikTok.
Oh, go ahead, bitch.
We'll get your name. We'll get your location.
Go ahead, rapist.
Because that's what happens when you
I'm
subpoena
gonna
TikTok.
counter see you and then
So
see you into
I'm just asking you,
oblivion.
what's the credible evidence? Can we see it?
So can I say what happened one time without you?
Can you show us the
talking over
credible
me?
evidence?
No, as I said, I did not
So you're
save
refusing.
it.
So you're refusing to show us.
it.
So you're saying that the credible evidence isn't anywhere on the internet that you could very easily access?
I'm sure it's somewhere. I
Okay,
can
where?
get it, I guess, if someone
so
saved
get
it.
it.
And
So get
where's
it.
your credible
Wait,
evidence about Trump?
Wait, one second.
It's
Wait, one
just
second.
as
So go get
credible
it.
as
Wait, I'm
your
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
allegations against
This has been
Trump.
a top news story across the internet for the last week. Okay, there was over 1 million posts about this on X alone. If there's credible evidence anywhere out there, you should be able to identify and locate it in less than 30 seconds. So go do it. Where's the credible evidence? I mean, you're literally saying that I paid off this account.
Dean, it's so
to
obvious.
post fake
Dean.
screenshots. Wait.
Yes.
Wait. But then again, we know they stole the identity of a minor. We know they stole the identity of the minor. You still haven't been able to explain that. In
It
fact,
was her.
you've
No,
con-
no, it
oh,
was
wait, so
her.
it was her. But her name's not
Yes.
Emily. Her
the
name's not
real
Emily. We actually know that though.
Yeah,
there's
real
no
Emily.
The
who was in
real
the
Emily
pictures.
is a girl that's
The
not
real-
named Emily.
Okay, but I don't know
The
her name.
real
Yes, that's why
Emily
I'm
is a
calling her
girl
the
that's
real
not
Emily.
named Emily.
Yes,
her
that's
name's
why
not
I'm
Emily.
calling her the real Emily.
Okay, so
because
you're
the
saying
fake Emily
that,
is the one in the picture.
Let's just,
So the real girl
let's
in
just
the
get your
picture.
let's just get your story straight here. Let's just get your story straight here. Your claim, okay, is that the girl in the pictures created a TikTok under the name of Emily, claimed that I raped them, posted real screenshots to prove it, then I paid them off. They took down the real screenshots, okay, and then they put up fake screenshots, and then they continue to claim that I raped them, just so I could turn around.
No, that's not what I said.
Make a video, expose the screenshots as being fake, and call them out for stealing a minor's identity. And then I also paid them to then create another secondary TikTok account where they then claim that I stole their identity. Is that what you're saying?
Either that, yes, or that you're just flooding the zone with the fake evidence.
Where's your
so
evidence
no one
of
actually
any of
talks
this?
about the real evidence.
Where's your evidence
Which was
of any
deleted.
of this?
As I said, I did not save it, but I saw it, and I think
I don't
other
believe you. I
people
think
saw
that you're
it,
lying.
and
Then
I
go
would bet
find
my
it.
life
Then
one of
go
them
find
saved
it. Why can't you go find it? Why can't you go find it? Why can't you give that to
right
us?
now on the live?
Yeah, why can't you do that?
While I'm live?
Yes.
All right.
Why can't
I
you do
guess
that?
you can have another guest on in the meantime.
No. Go do it right now.
Sure,
Because
if
what
you
you're
wanna
doing,
wait
because
for me.
what you're doing right now is you're just doing what other pieces of shits have been doing over the course of the last 5 days. You're trying to get me killed. And that's why I take this shit
Dude,
so
what the
seriously.
fuck are you
are
talking
trying to get me killed. That is what you are doing.
Dude. Says the guy who laughed about Charlie Kirk's murder like a million times. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. You can't
so
play
this is
that card.
retribution. You think that I should
No,
be
no, no.
killed. You think that I should be
No,
killed.
what I said is that
because you think that I laughed about Charlie Kirk's death. So this is
No.
retribution. You are not the first person who has aimed to achieve this retribution. There was a teenager in Texas who actually created a whole plan of how they were going to come and kill me as retribution for Charlie Kirk's death. They were intercepted by the FBI. But where's the real evidence? The only evidence that has ever
Okay,
been
so can
suggested
I-
by this Emily account are the screenshots that we've debunked. Now you're making a counterclaim. Your counterclaim is that they actually posted real screenshots and then took them down. Where are they at?
As I said, they were taken down. I'm sure I can find it. If
when?
you want to,
What's your evidence for this?
wait.
Give us evidence for any of this.
But wait, yes, I will find the screenshots.
Do it right now.
But
Go on
before
pause.
that-
Go on. Go on.
No, I want to adjust your. I want to get you killed.
Do it right
claim.
now. Do it right now. Go on pause and go find it right now.
Then don't say that I'm trying to get you killed.
I'm
if I can
sorry.
debunk it.
Don't say things that are treating.
Okay, so can I debunk it, or
Yes.
can I answer?
Yes.
Or are you just gonna call me a?
Where's the
borderline
real
murderer?
screenshots? Where's the real
No,
evidence?
not that. Not the screenshots. First, that I'm trying to get you killed.
Yes,
know
you
that's
are. You are
complete bullshit.
trying to get me
You just
killed.
want to be the victim.
I'm sorry. That's
No.
what. No. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sorry. That's what
So
happens when
exposing
you
that you
intentionally
raped
peddle
someone
false
is trying to
allegations
get
that are
you killed.
false.
GG.
It's falsely accusing somebody of rape.
Okay. Okay.
And then writing off all of the evidence that proves it wrong, and then making claims such as a matter of fact that you're saying it is factual that I raped this girl. It is then also factual that I paid her off. It is factual that I had her post fake screenshots. It is factual that I had her continue to accuse me. It is factual that I had her create an alt account claiming that this wasn't her and then providing the images. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Now,
Exactly.
Dean, let
That
me
you're
ask
trying
the
to get me killed.
hypothetical.
Prove any of this. I
Let
don't want a
me ask a
hypothetical. I want proof.
hypothetical.
I don't want a hypothetical. I want proof. Go find the proof right now.
Answer my
Go find.
hypothetical.
No.
and I'll
I'm
show
not
you the
answering.
proof.
I'm not answering anything. Go find the proof for any of this. Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to get me killed?
I'm only showing the proof if you answer my hypothetical.
Exactly. You
always
don't
ask
fucking have
stupid
it. You don't
hypotheticals.
fucking have it.
I do.
You don't
I
fucking
do.
have it. You are trying to get me killed. You are putting my girlfriend in harm's way. You are trying to get somebody to kill me and possibly kill my family in the process. Why are you doing this?
Okay, Dean. If you did it,
No,
would
no,
I
no,
still
no.
be
No,
trying
no.
to get
Why
you
are
killed?
you doing
No,
this?
answer my question.
I'm not answering any question that insinuates I raped anyone. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Abso-fucking-lutely not. You said that you have evidence that I paid this Emily account off to post fake screenshots. You said that you have evidence that they really are the girl in the photos, even though the girl in the photos said it wasn't them. You said you have evidence that they posted real damning credible evidence, and then they later took it down. Prove it. What's the evidence?
Okay, Dean. You said I'm trying to get you killed. Is that right?
Why can't he give the evidence? Why can't he give the evidence?
Because that is a much more serious.
Where's your evidence? Okay, that I paid the Emily account off to post fake screenshots. Where's your evidence that the girl in the photos is actually Emily, even though she made a video saying she wasn't Emily? Where's your evidence that they had real credible evidence posted, then they took it down? Where's your evidence for these things? Elijah,
I'll give you
where's
the
your
evidence
evidence?
once you say that
Elijah,
I'm not trying to.
Hey, Elja, where's your evidence?
Almost. So I'll give you the
Elja,
evidence.
where's your evidence?
Once you say.
Would you like to know how I know
I'll
your
give you
name,
the
Elja?
evidence.
This is why it's serious, Elja.
Not really.
This is why it's serious,
Oh
Elja.
no. Oh no. You really
And
got
we're only
me,
20
Dean.
minutes in, Elja. Where's your evidence, Elja?
You really got me, Dean. You know what?
Elja, you better show us your
You
evidence.
really got me.
Oh, now you're
Okay,
going to concede?
So can you say that I'm not trying to? No.
Wait,
That
would you
was-
guys like to see what Elja looks like, everyone? This guest's name is Elja. And let's go ahead and show everybody what Elja looks like. This is Elja. This is the person talking to us right now. His name is Elja. Elja is intentionally manufacturing a fake rape allegation against me. Elja is claiming that I paid the Emily account off to post fake screenshots. Elja is claiming that I actually did rape the girl that said I didn't rape her. Elja is claiming these things. Elja is claiming that the Emily account posted credible evidence and then took it down. Okay?
Right.
And then posted
Okay,
fake
Dean.
evidence.
So can I answer?
Elja, this is what I found
Can I
on
answer?
you. Elja, this is what I found on you in 2 minutes. What do you think I could find on you in 2 days?
I think I need you to retract the statement that I'm trying to get you killed. And I really don't care about that account.
Elja, if you do not either provide evidence
sorry, I thought I was muted.
of what you are claiming, or retract your statement and admit that this is a failed attempt at rage bait, I'm going to send you to legal Helja, Mr. Elja. At least I'll consider doing it. So what would you like to do? And I'm not going to retract my statement that you're trying to get me killed, because that is exactly what this leads to. Intentionally manufacturing false allegations of rape knowingly is absolutely aimed at an attempt to get me killed. Even now that I know that you've actually watched that video in its entirety, because your face is from a reaction to it, you know that I've gotten bomb threats in response to this. And you've probably been watching enough of the
I
stream
did
to
not,
know
but
that I now am having to invest thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into safety precautions for me and my family because people are trying to kill us. Okay? Because of grave security
right. Okay,
threats.
so I did not know that, but can I answer?
It is either the case that you are going to supply evidence for your felonious, crazy claims, or you are going to admit that this is rage bait, Elja.
That's not my name, but yeah, sure. Keep going. So, can I answer? But I need you to promise me that you won't mute me for 30 seconds is all I need, okay?
You have 2 seconds.
Dude, like 15 at least.
Speak.
15?
Speak.
Okay, I had to get your attention because I think you saying that people who are peddling this lie want to get you killed, I think that is horrible. I really do. And I don't think that you raped him, but I think that you're trying to spin this to make people who are peddling this either because they believe it's true or...
Good backtrack, Elja. Good backtrack. I'm going to let you off the hook. I'm going to forget that that happened. Never do that again. I could tell that you're young. I don't even know if you're 18. Never do that again. To anybody else in your fucking life. Knowingly and intentionally accusing somebody of rape, as you admitted at the end, is a grave, grave, grave wrongdoing. Fuck, I don't even know if I could... Honestly, I don't even know if I could look at... I don't even know if I could let him off the hook. I don't even know if I could do that. Because what kind of precedent does that set? Shit, you might be an example, Elja. You might be an example. You might just be an example that I can't set that precedent of letting people do that. I don't like, yeah. I think it's either I literally think I have to take that to a lawyer and I have to say, look at this. He falsely accused me of being a rapist, and he admits that he falsely accusing me of being a rapist. I might have to. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Emily?
No, I just wanted to say that I know I'm not trying to debate. I just want to say I'm really...
I hope you have a good rest of your day, Emily. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Let's go to get the next guest connected. How fucked up is that, bro? How fucked up is that, man?
Hello? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. Also, I'm very sorry that happened to you, bro. Like, that is really
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. Perfect. What year were you born in? Oh, you have a big old lag spike. Are you still with us?
I said 2000 in February. Yeah, I am.
Okay, it's a little bit laggy.
Wait, hold on. Let me hop in you want me to hop in a place that's quieter? Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you fine. If you're on Wi-Fi, disconnect from Wi-Fi. If you're not on Wi-Fi, connect to Wi-Fi, or at least like go into a different room. We couldn't really hear you too well.
I'm on mobile. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Sounds good. Here, let me thank a couple people, then the mic and the floor will be yours. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much, Count Nefaro, for the $20. Who says, if this is all that he needs to believe that Trump is a rapist, then the court case against Trump should be absolutely damning, assuming he's being consistent and honest, of course. He admitted to not being honest when I found his name in a photo of his face. Persephone, thank you so much for the $10 as well. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Good idea, Persephone. Tilo, thank you for the $5 as well. By the way, I will clarify that last guest did say he was 18. And it claimed that in his bio too. Yeah, I just think that it could be lying. Tilo, thank you for the $5 as well. I appreciate you. Over on Venmo, thank you, Clayton, for the $1. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Ashley, for the $50 donation on Venmo, who says, I just had to donate to tell you how absolutely badass you are and how you handled that. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ashley. Let's get 500 Ashley W's. That is so kind of you. Christina, thank you for the $25, who said that was weird with this guy. He was a fucking weirdo, Christina. Thank you for the $25. Jamie, thank you for the $20 as well, who says, Dean, I admire your conviction and the tireless work that you put in every day to change minds and save our country. Watching you show up and speak out gives me genuine hope for the future. Keep on going. You're making a difference. Well, thank you, Jamie. You're the absolute best. I'm so grateful for you. Alicia, thank you for the $40 donation, who says, if you replace God with truth, it makes so much sense. Truth is God. His followers are followers of truth. Satan is the man that manipulates and with lies, and his followers are those that reject truth. You're doing the Lord's work, Dean. Well, interesting reading of theism, but I do really appreciate you for the $40, Alicia. That is very, very kind of you. And Miss Sarah, thank you so much for the $250 donation on Venmo. Holy fucking shit. Thank you so much. Let's get 2,000 Sarah W's down below. That is genuinely so very kind of you. I'm so grateful for you, Sarah. Sarah with a $250 says, thank you for always standing up for women and essay survivors like me. I'm so fucking grateful for you. Thank you so much. Show some major love to Sarah down below. Thank you. And then Allie, of course, thank you for the $20, who says security donation. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you so much, Allie, for the $20. And Amanda, thank you for the $25, who says, can you suggest any female debaters to check out? I need a female dean to round my days out. Yeah, you have Erica Shantae. She is awesome. We love Erica here. You have Athena. She's really good, especially on global geopolitical foreign affairs across the globe. You have Miranda, who literally does Trump lives. There's 3 good recommendations. Thank you so much, Amanda. We're all caught up on Venmo. Everybody give me one moment to also thank a couple people on PayPal. In the meantime, make sure that you're double tapping away in that phone screen. Over on PayPal, thank you, Marianne, for the $10, who says, I'm so sorry that you're going through all this shit at the moment, Dean. We're dealing with it. Oh, Kasana, thank you for the $10, who says, Dean, I'm praying for your safety. Well, with all the support today, we're going to be making massive investments into the security and safety of me and my family, for sure. We've already got the ball rolling. Conrad, thank you for the $100 donation on PayPal. That is CONRAD, who says, take care of yourself and stay safe. Well, thank you for the love, Conrad. Let's get 1,000 Conrad W's. That is so kind of you. We will be absolutely trying our best to stay safe. Same thing to you, Alex. Thank you for the $25. I appreciate you. Have fun at the show in the Broncos game. That sounds like a great night in the Mile High City. Tracy, thank you for the $100 over on PayPal. You know what? Actually, Tracy, I thanked you earlier. I'm going to thank you again, but I do appreciate you. Over on YouTube Super Chat, thank you, Calm Down, with the $10, who says, Dean, please sue for defamation. F this shit. We are here to support you. Well, thank you for the love. Same thing to you. Annie, thank you for the €22, who says, you can't let it go. Sadly, but true. Yeah, unfortunately. I just can't, you know? I'd also like to quickly thank Rye. Thank you, Rye, for the $500 super chat on YouTube. Holy fucking shit. Thank you so much. Let's get 5,000 Rye W's down below. That is RY. I really appreciate you so much for that love. Show some massive, massive love to RY down below. Thank you so much for that love, Rye. I really appreciate you so much. Rye with a $500 says sue him and stay safe. Well, thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate you. You know, your help allows us to try to stay safe. You know, that's something that we've been talking about throughout the day. Sincerely, thank you for the $500. Is I was presented with 2 options. Either stop what I'm doing for now and momentarily go off of the map until things cool down, or continue what I'm doing but make massive investments into the security and safety of me and my family. And yeah, we're going with that second option. So if you want to support us, you can find a link to my name on my PayPal and the link tree in the bio on TikTok, pin message on YouTube, and the handle's always right there at the top of the phone screen on TikTok too. Just my name, Dean Withers, without the letter E in that last name, Withers. Show some major, major love to Ryan in that chat. And guests, thank you for your patience. Go ahead and take it away and tell us why you're MAGA.
Okay, so I'm, in the Republican Party because North Carolina has been kind of affected by the Senator Roy Cooper. If you know, he let 3,500 prisoners out on the streets that have been, doing even more crimes. One of my friends got killed, sadly, by one of them. So I don't really like, the Democratic Party. And it's also because, like, also because
Oh, you're cutting out.
I think Kamala isn't really the best person to be president, and there's not, and I don't think that we have like two like really good presidents. Trump is okay, he's hated by most people. I don't like Kamala either because how she got into her power. She slept with somebody to get into the power, but like, can you hear me right? It says I have poor connection.
Yeah, your connection's pretty poor. So are your facts. Literally everything that you've said the entire time you've had the mic has been wrong. Like literally every single thing that you said.
What are you talking about?
A, you said that your Senator Roy Cooper let prisoners out of jail. Well, Roy Cooper is not and has never been a senator.
Yes, he has. When he was in power, he let 3,500 people out of prisons onto the streets.
He was the governor of North Carolina, not a senator.
Okay, governor.
The second thing that you said that was wrong was that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top. I haven't heard that one in a while. That is like classic MAGA misogyny. We heard that a lot during the election cycle. And then people just kind of stopped saying that. Okay? Because it kind of just fizzled out naturally because it was some bullshit. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what the evidence is for Kamala Harris sleeping her way to the top?
I've heard it a lot by people that have been debating. And that you've actually, like, you said that you've heard about it and you thought, like, something about it was true.
So you're saying that that it's true. Guys, just stop paying attention to it, please. That it's true that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top because you've heard other people say it's true that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top. Is that the argument?
But you did pay a mind to it. You didn't say that it wasn't false.
Yes, it's false.
How is it false?
Because it didn't occur. There's no evidence to suggest that it would occur. Not to mention that I'm not even sure that could occur under representative democracy because we don't get to the top through recommendation. We get to the top through votes. But once again, what is the supporting evidence for the claim that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top?
Because you acknowledged it, though. Like, you did it when people talked about it. You acknowledged and didn't say anything about it being false. Now you're just saying that it's false now.
I've always said that it's false. There's actually a very infamous clip of me debating and explaining why it's false on my first Jubilee appearance, September of 2024. One woke teen versus 20 MAGA adults. You could find that on Jubilee's YouTube channel. So I have acknowledged that it's false for years. Once again, what's the supporting evidence that it's true?
Like I said, bro, I have never seen that clip before of you talking about it. But
Why are you talking about me? Listen, bro, I don't have anything to do with any possible supporting evidence, okay, for the claim that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top. I've nothing to do with that, okay? I play no role in the evidentiary standard for proving that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top. So I'm gonna ask this question again, and please don't respond by saying anything about me, because I should be completely irrelevant to this examination. What's your evidence that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top?
Bro, I'm a Trump supporter because Trump made me $40K off of his like Trump coin, bro. Bro, listen. Hey, he changed my life. I got an M4 now. He changed my life, bro. I'm a Trump supporter for life because of that, bro. And don't worry, Dean. You're gonna be on a South Park episode, bro. I just know it's gonna be true. They're gonna put you on South Park. You know what that is, Dean?
Are you saying that a 2015 M4 changed your life?
Yeah, because I could trade it. I could trade it, sell for more, or if I actually take care of it.
What kind of engine does an M4 have?
That's a V8.
You're actually wrong. I'm pretty sure
What?
I'm pretty sure that they have an inline 6.
It has a V8.
No, I think it's an inline six. Yeah, well, oopsie.
It's a V8.
No, I think it's a V6.
Mine has a V8.
I'm pretty sure that I remember. I don't think that there's been like any produced M4 that you could buy for 40 grand with anything but a inline six.
But I bought it later. Like that was in 2025. I bought an older model.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, their G82 generation, which is actually their present one, and their F82 generation from 2014 until 2020 was all an inline six. Yeah, you're wrong.
It's dead ass
completely
V8,
aligned.
bro.
No, it's dead ass not.
It is dead ass
Okay,
V8.
what's the generation of the M4?
2024.
A, that's a year, not a generation.
I bought
B,
it
you're not
used and it
getting
had
a
like
2024.
It had 56,000 miles on it.
B, you're not getting a used M4 from 2024 for 40 grand. And C, that would be the G82
When it has 56K
generation.
miles in,
Hey,
yeah.
sir, this would be the G82 generation. G82 M4s have twin turbo inline six engines.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll see you on
I'm
South
talking
Park,
about the
WD on
generation of
South
your
Park,
vehicle.
guys?
Why are you lying?
WD on South Park?
Not only did you lie,
WD
not only did you lie when you said that you support Trump because Kamala Harris slept her way to the top, but then you're like, oh well, he actually made me 40 grand and I used it to buy an M4. Hey, yeah, you're just fucking lying. You're just you're absolutely fucking lying. M4s don't have V8s. M4s don't have V8s, bro. M4s don't have V8s. 1 second. M4s don't have V8s. M4s have V6s. Well, they're F82 and they're G4 and they're G82 generations. You're wrong.
Can I stop getting
Get fucking fact checked.
This sounds like a Jesus and whatnot episode, bro.
Get fucking fact checked. Get fucking fact checked. That's right. You just got owned. We're usually owning people in politics, but now we're owning people on cars. Owned. That's right. That's right. Fucking owned. That's right. We're about that life, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Roasted on car knowledge. Hope that makes me look cooler to maybe some car aficionados out there, you know. Oh, fuck. Maybe I like Dean a little bit more now, you know? Let's go to get the next guest up here. Only hop inside of the queue if you're here for debate, folks. Quite frankly, that's right, quite frankly. Only hop inside of the queue if you're here for debates. Only hop inside of the queue if you're here for debates. Welcome in, R6. Are you with us? No, they're not here. Somebody in the chat just said, Dean, you look like a young Trump. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Mods, ban them. Ban them now. Lois, thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo. You're probably right, Lois.
I can't even lie, you do look like a Trump.
You support Trump, bro?
Yeah, I do support Trump.
How old are you?
I'm actually turning 20 September 1st.
So September 1st?
Dane, I got a question. Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
Bro, come on. Why waffles?
Have you ever had like a crusted Belgian waffle? That shit's fire. Like pancakes are good, bro. Like listen, like pancakes are good, but like a Belgian waffle, it doesn't get any better.
So does the Dean Withers go to a Waffle House?
Well, no, I don't even have a Waffle House, but if I did, I would. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you're here for debate, everyone. We got Praise the Lord Dawson loading up inside of the queue. Let's see here. Mr. Mike, thank you for the $20. Who says, at the very least, have your lawyer send a letter to Elijah's parents' house so that they're aware of what he's doing online. Yeah, if he happens to be a minor, that might be a good thing to do. Thank you, Mike, for the $20. Same thing to you, Nicole. Thank you for the $50 donation. I really appreciate you so much, Nicole. Nicole sent $50 for the quote-unquote security fund. I appreciate you so much. That is very, very kind of you. I really do appreciate you. I really do thank you. AZ, thank you for the $10. Who says, long-time watcher, figured I should support at some point. Thank you for what you're doing. Well, I'm so happy that you've been enjoying the streams for a while now, AZ. That's awesome. Michaela, thank you for the $15. She says, Dean, I'm so sorry that this is happening. Please protect yourself and stay safe. I'm trying my best. Thank you for the $15, Michaela. Jude, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. He says, opinions on flavored vapes not being sold in gas stations in Colorado anymore? Since when? One second. Flavored. Okay. So you're probably referring to like municipal bans. Like for instance, there's one in Boulder County. But there's not one, in all jurisdictions across the state. But my thoughts are respectable and responsible. I think it is a good thing to ban flavored vapes for the safety and support of the American people. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Welcome in, praise the Lord Dawson. Do you support Trump?
I would say yes and no. Is this all right? It's my little brother's account. He's 16, so I know his face is on it, but is that allowed?
Come back on your own account, bro. I'll debate a parent on a kid's account, but I want to debate like a brother on a kid's account. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Welcome into Do You Support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
19.
Okay. What year are you born in?
2007, June 19th.
Okay. Appreciate you for being here. Carrie the Cow, welcome in.
Hi there, Dean. I do support Trump. And his policy that I like is the only get in the queue if you're a Trump supporter over the age of 18. Parker very much explained that one. And I am this Gen Xer loves Donald Trump.
You know what else I think that this Gen Xer loves?
No, you're wrong. Because I said so. You're wrong.
$12 Pinot Noir.
I would win. Because I am just the best debater. You can try to debate me. I'm so surprised.
Yeah, listen, Big, give me one moment here just to thank a couple people, and then the mic and the floor will be yours. Does that sound good?
Yeah, for sure. Sorry for the trolls, bro. That's lame.
Well, it sounds like we got a real debate on the way, so happy to have you here. Okay, let's go to thank a couple people over on PayPal before we hop into the debate. Sounds good. Thank you for the 11 euros, Gwen, who says, I'm not from the United States, but it makes me sick to see everything that's going on. Well, I appreciate you for being here, Gwen. I appreciate you. Hey, SJ, thank you so much for the $25, who says, showing a little bit of love to your girlfriend. I know that she probably is going through a lot too, but I know you'll keep her safe. Always much love, as always, my G. I appreciate you. Thank you, SJ. I'll make sure that goes to my girlfriend. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Same thing to Sean. Thank you for the $20, who says, stay safety and use the law to its fullest force. These people to regret making false accusations. Don't let any guest off the hook that attacks you. Yeah, who do we got? Conservative Lonnie, and then that guy. Thank you as well. Let's see here. ... I think we're all caught up for now. Okay, perfect. Yeah, by the way, if you guys are watching and you want to support me, you can find a link to my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account. Same thing with a handle and the pinned comment on YouTube, and it also always lives right there at the top of the phone screen. Make sure that you quadruple check literally every single character. It's missing an E in the last name Withers. If you get even one character wrong, then you'll be sending it to a fake account. Pretty much all the donations from today and for this foreseeable future will be invested in the safety and security of me and my girlfriend. We currently live under credible fear of attacks on our livelihoods/lives due to things downstream of the false allegations. And the only two options are to hit the bounce, go off the grid, stop these streams for a while until we feel safe, or to continue to do these streams, but make major investments into our security. I kicked off the process, already spent about $1,500, but a lot more on the way. So if you guys want to support, feel free. Got to keep me and my family safe, man. Big, why don't you take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
Yeah, definitely support you and keeping your family safe. I mean, that one dude, what he was saying is that's not cool to accuse anybody of anything like that. I don't care if you agree or disagree with what they say. That's not cool at all.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. False allegations of rape are never acceptable. Why don't you take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
I think I support Trump. That's why I wanted to talk to you, is more because of like the people around me, and more because what I heard about like Kamala and Biden, and not really like, I don't really support Trump's character, but I think I support Trump more on like abortion, and like I don't really support like ICE, but I also don't think that there should be people in illegally, but I don't support with the ISIS methods. Like, I think you're too aggressive, and I think it gives them kind of like the right to like racially profile people almost.
Yeah. Listen, ICE has absolutely been racially profiling people. So which one do you want to start with? Do you want to start with immigration policy or abortion?
Abortion. I know this is just I don't know as much as you. I know you're really smart, but I've been just trying to watch. I've been watching over the last few days, and I've been trying to get in here.
Yeah, well, listen. Why don't you take it away? Tell us your thoughts on abortion, man.
I actually kind of wait. One thing I want to say though is I was watching yesterday about, and you were arguing with somebody about gun laws, and they were talking about AKs and stuff.
Yeah.
I actually 100% agree with you. I think AKs. There's no reason for the public to really have access to AKs. I agree with what you think about handguns and shotguns, like for home self defense and also for some hunting. And I don't think AKs are. I don't agree with that at all. But
listen, we might actually be able to change your mind here. Yeah, you sound like a more reasonable guy. So let's talk about it. What are your thoughts on abortion, man? Let's start there.
I honestly think abortion is more of like something that I just think is wrong because it's more like personal and it's more like that. But like, I also kind of agree with what you're saying. What I've heard you say, like, just because like I think it's not like something that turns me off doesn't mean that like they shouldn't have access to choose for themselves. So I actually kind of think that like I just wanted to see what you said against that. I don't know. Like I think it's something that I
the
don't
answer
really
is
agree with.
congratulations. You're on the left. That's what the left thinks. You know, there are a lot of pro-choicers that personally think that abortion's wrong. Like, being pro-choice is not a moral view. Being pro-life is not a moral view. Being pro-choice is a legal view. Being pro-life is a legal view. Okay? You're pro-choice if you think that individuals should be able to make that decision for themselves outside of your personal moral convictions on the subject matter. Like, yeah, do I personally think that abortion's a good thing? Yeah, I personally think that abortion's a good thing. But will I condemn you for thinking that abortion is a bad thing given that you think it should be legal? Not necessarily. There's actually a really healthy way to channel the fact that you think it's a bad thing by trying to address the systemic causes for a vast majority of abortions, ranging from financial instability to domestic violence to poverty as a whole.
Yeah, that's what I like. I was kind of I didn't really have an example on mine, but like I think it's one of the things that like I don't think that people should do, but like I think that it should be like a choice, kind of like free will. Like I don't think that like
This isn't a reason why you support Trump. This would be a reason why you don't
Yeah.
support Trump, because Trump wants to take that choice away.
Well, I was told that like Kamala was like big on like transgenderism and like men and women's sports and things like that. So I wanted to know what you think about that.
The only man that's big on being in women's spaces is Trump, the man that admitted to barging into the dressing rooms of naked beauty pageant contestants to look at their boobs and vaginas unconsensually. Okay?
That's like the
only
reason
person
that I
that's big
started
on
to
men in
not like.
women's
I was like big. I was big on Trump when you first started because of like he's like a good businessman, and I thought that he would be good. But then like I've heard a lot of things like him bragging about like going into like the pageant that he owned, where like he had the right to do that because he was like the owner or something. That's not none of that's cool. And then obviously the Eugene Carroll thing, like none
So
of
why
that.
haven't
Like I
these
think
things
he's a
changed your mind? Like what's holding you back from completely
I think it's
hopping off
more
ship?
just like maybe because like the people around me, maybe just because like I'm like maybe I don't really have my own like opinion. I didn't vote. I obviously wasn't old enough to vote when it was time. Like when Trump first ran, but like I don't know. I think over time I've like just done more research on it, and but like what do you think about the deportation thing and like the ICE and all that?
Yeah, well, listen, I think that there's a couple things that we're going to be able to shake hands on there. We could probably shake hands on the fact that undocumented entry is a bad thing. We could shake hands on the fact that undocumented immigrants shouldn't be in the country, but we can't shake hands on the way to prevent undocumented immigrants from being in the country. I think the way that we ensure that there's zero, and I mean zero undocumented immigrants here, is just to offer undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship so they're no longer undocumented immigrants. And I think that this is a much better solution than mass deportation because it conserves their economic contributions, it conserves their productivity in the labor force, and it conserves their livelihoods and families. And in many scenarios, it conserves their individualistic rights, liberties, and freedoms because it prevents all of the humanitarian concerns of having people die in ICE detention, having them illegally deported and tortured overseas, and having families ripped apart. And, you know, it also ensures that there are zero undocumented immigrants here, and also ensures that everybody who is here is also vetted. Thereby, I think it's a significantly better approach to the issue at hand.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think that like the way ICE was doing it is just like I had like family members and cousins that are like Hispanic, and like they were like had to like look over their shoulder because like and they're like legal, and like I don't think any of that's okay. I think it kind of just gives them like a green flag to like racially profile people.
Yes.
Without knowing anything like about them.
Yes.
And I don't think that that's okay at all.
I know, it's completely fucked up. I'm sure that you've seen the same videos on the internet that I have of brown people just existing and then having ICE agents approach them and ask them for their papers. I mean,
Yeah,
this is
even
like
my brothers and
textbook.
sisters are. I have a stepdad and he's mixed, and like even my grandma is like more like believes kind of like what you believe, and she was even saying like even them, they're not like Mexican or nothing like that. Just them having like brown on their skin, like they gotta like worry about it too.
Yeah,
that's not right.
and they do, and that's the state of peril that the president has put them into. Think about it this way. Obviously, when we have discussions about politics and policy in the federal government concerning the presidency, they're very like macroscopic conversations. We're not just talking about you and your family. We're also just talking about the state of the nation as a whole. But let's make it microscopic for a second. Just look at you, your life, and your loved ones. You're saying that you have loved ones living in peril and fear because of the color of their skin, consequential of Trump as president.
Yeah, I mean now when you put it like that,
come on.
I think I just needed to like have someone to like kind of like talk to you about it that knew more, that like wasn't like biased.
Well, I mean, I'm biased, obviously, but I try to be as factual as possible.
Though. Like you know like a lot like about like things that like I wouldn't know about.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, I appreciate you for coming up. Thank you for the conversation. I think that you're a pretty good dude, Big Duffy, and I hope that you continue to explore politics. And I think at the end of the day, you'll be better off. And I see in your bio it says put God first. Thank you for representing your respective faith well. It seems like maybe I'm going to assume that you're a Christian.
Are you also Christian?
So I'm agnostic, but what I am saying is that I really do enjoy seeing Christians who actually practice the text in the scripture of the Bible. It seems like you are concerned with very real virtues of fairness, equity, fair treatment, and flourishment for all as it relates to women, their health care, your family, and systemic oppression against them. I appreciate you for representing your faith pretty well. And I hope that you continue to explore these things. And thank you for the dialogue. Okay, man?
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah,
thanks for everyone in the chat, too.
Let's go to get that next guest up here. He actually sounds like a pretty good guy. He sounds like a pretty good guy. I hope that he really does continue to explore these things. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. We got Dane loading into the queue. Here we go, everyone. Let's go to get the next guest up here right now. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
18.
Are you in the fucking bathtub, Dane?
I'm not in the bath.
You're in the fucking bath, Dane.
Dean, I'm not in the bath.
What are those acoustics, Dane?
What?
What
Dean,
are those acoustics? Stomp
I'm
your foot on
drinking
the
water.
ground, Dane. Are you drinking out of like a bowl, like a puppy? Are you one of those furries?
No, I'm feeding my dog. Dean, I'm feeding my Dean. I promise you, I'm not in the bath, Dean.
I don't hear a dog.
Dean, it's a small dog. It's a Chihuahua. It's a small one.
Moving on to the next guest. Only opposite of the queue if you're here for debate, folks. I'd appreciate that. Furry on live. Let's go to get the next guest connected. And we got Washington Libertarian loading up. Isabella, thank you for the $5 donation of them. I appreciate you. And fucking hell, Miss Lori, thank you so much for the $300 donation on PayPal. And Mask, thank you for the $300 donation on PayPal as well. What the fuck, you two? Holy shit, I want to see 3,000 Lori W's, 3,000 Mask W's. Lori with the $300 says, Dean, please don't give up. You're a true inspiration for a next generation of leaders. Yes, be safe. I support all that you stand for, and you matter from Miss Lori G. Miss Lori G, I love you so much. Thank you for the love. I know just how long you've been watching. I'm so fucking grateful for you. Same thing to you, Mask, with the $300 over on PayPal, you says, for your Defense fund, beloved as you are. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mask and Lori. Genuinely, just like crazy fucking donations. I'm so grateful for y'all. Genuinely. I'm very, very, very grateful for y'all. Holy cow. Same thing to you, Samantha. Thank you for the $10. I'm going to keep your message to myself. I didn't know that, though. Yolanda, thank you for the $10. She says, stay strong with all the crap that's happening to you. Thank you so much. And Rob, thank you for the $20, who says, no M4s have a V8. Props to you. This is for some range time to go along with the security upgrades. Hey, appreciate you, Rob. Rob, I feel like it's been a while. I remember you because of the cool-ass car in your profile picture, though. Over on PayPal, Monavon, thank you for the $50, who says, keep safety. Well, yeah, we're going to be good, honestly. I appreciate you so much for the love, Monavon. Show some love to Monavon down below in that chat, genuinely. Same thing to you, Ava. Thank you for the dollar. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Washington, Libertarian?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's quite problematic, sir.
To most people, it is nowadays, I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, why do you support this idiot, bro?
Huh?
Why do you support this idiot, bro?
Can you say that again? I don't understand you.
Why do you support Trump, bro?
I support Trump because he fits national libertarianism as an ideology pretty well. And if you want me, and I'm not trolling. If you want me to explain that to you, I can.
National libertarianism. Yes, please. Please explain national libertarianism.
So national libertarianism, in a simple definition, is blending libertarian and populist economics with restrictionist immigration, if that makes sense, and just putting it very simply.
Yeah, well, I don't think that you could blend libertarian economics with restrictionism on immigration, because the flow of labor entry into the market, aka immigration, is a tenet of libertarian economics. Not to mention, like, I would assume that due to the fact you're a nationalist, you don't think that we should be trading with other countries, or at least focus on like national economic production and, you know, sway away from globalization of commerce and trade. That's also like in violation with libertarianism. What's libertarianist about your view?
What's libertarian about my view? Well,
yeah,
I would say very loosely, I believe in a free market economy, but with tariffs. I also believe
a free market
in,
economy. You don't believe in a free
yes.
market economy if you don't want any immigration.
Well, yeah, you do, because I want restrictionist immigration. I want to deport every illegal, but I do want immigration.
That's restricting the market.
Having restrictionist immigration does not mean you don't want immigration.
That is a restriction on the market.
It's not a restriction on the market if you have free market capitalism.
No, what the restriction is would be limiting the flow of labor entry into the market.
You're not limiting labor entry into the market
by restricting immigration.
If you restrict immigration into,
you know that this is just so obviously bullshit. Yeah, I got you. Congratulations. You can't say that you want a totally free market, but then turn around and support restrictions on the market.
I'm not a totally free market libertarian, Dean. I hope you know that.
Okay, well then why even call yourself a libertarian at all? Why not just call yourself a conservative?
Because I'm a libertarian. I'm a Ron Paul libertarian.
What about you is libertarian?
What about me is libertarian?
Yeah.
I want to get rid, if you really want me to give a broad definition, I want to get rid of the CIA, FBI, ATF. I want to make sure that states have more power.
You want to get rid of the ATF?
Yes.
So you think that people should be able to own fully automatic machine guns that could shoot upwards of 20,000 rounds a minute?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Why?
Because of the Second Amendment, Dean.
The Second Amendment doesn't guarantee the right to own any gun. It guarantees the right to well-regulated ownership of guns. Have you even ever read the text of the Constitution?
Dean, you either have the full Second Amendment or you don't have the Second Amendment
at all. The full Second Amendment protects the right to a well-regulated militia. That's what it says in the Constitution. Why do you think any gun control is illegal? It's because the Second Amendment doesn't protect the right to own any gun, to form any militia. No, only a well-regulated militia.
well-regulated militia part doesn't infringe, or rather allow the federal government to regulate your right to own firearms. And
Do you think that you should be able to own a nuke?
No, because
Wait,
one,
why?
that's not possible to own.
Wait,
a nuke.
why should it not legally be allowed for you to own a nuke, sir? It's just an arm.
It's not a
You
firearm.
commie! You're a communist. You're trying to take my guns away. Yeehaw! If I want to own a nuke, I should be able to own a nuke. You shit commie fuck.
Well, what I was about to say, rather, is there are states who have already gone around the back of the gun control. I think it's the Firearm Owner Protection Act of 1986, in states like Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm
that
aware.
have
I'm aware.
formed
I'm aware. I'm
government
aware. I'm aware. I'm
agencies.
aware. I'm aware. I'm
Yeah.
aware.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, there's a massive lawsuit like last week.
Yeah, I did. I didn't see the lawsuit. I did not see that, actually.
Yeah, it was a huge lawsuit. Big win for crazy conservative gun right activists. Listen, okay, here's a point. What are your thoughts on minorities?
On minorities?
Yeah, I'm just looking
not-
at your page and I kind of get possibly racist vibes.
I'm not racist against blacks or
Black people.
Asians or
people.
Hispanics. What? They're the biggest minority.
Okay, say black people, not blacks. Blacks has been used for like 100 years to strip black individuals of their humanity. Let's give it back by not using, derogatory terms. And if you're curious of what
Saying
makes that a
black
derogatory
is not
term,
derogatory.
The
So if
reason
you
why
say white, is it derogatory?
The reason why the phrase blacks is derogatory is just because of the way in which it has been used to further the otherness of black people, and a way in which the phrase whites has not. But
So would
just call black
you
people
not
black
argue?
people.
So would you not argue that intent is more important than?
Well, I think that
how other
there's
people would use it.
think that there's three things that matter: intent, object, and action. Okay, that's literally just a description of my moral evaluation under virtue ethics. I do think that intent matters, but I do also think that outcome matters. I think that both of those two things matters.
Yeah, definitely. I would say we agree on that.
Okay, all right, just continue your statement. What are your thoughts on minorities?
My thoughts on minorities. I think everyone is equal. I don't think that racism is a good thing. And to expand further upon that, I'm not a white supremacist. I know you went to my page and you saw, quote, racist vibes from, I assume it's that one edit. Of the, just so happens to be African Americans saying that America doesn't have culture. I assume it's that.
Oh no, I didn't even see that one.
It's pinned. It's one of the pinned videos.
Oh wait. Oh fuck! I didn't even see this. Yeah.
You didn't see that?
Yeah, it's an edit of black people saying that America has no culture, and then it's an edit of like white people with the word silence on top of it, and then the top comment is quote unquote our culture is winning, and you liked it.
I did like it.
What's our culture? And does our culture exclude the black people in this video?
Would you not say that America has culture?
Does our culture exclude the black people in this video?
No, I'm saying American culture, which includes everyone. That person was
another
talking
question.
about American
Why
culture.
is Sabrina Carpenter your profile picture?
Because I'm obsessed with her. That's why.
Why are you obsessed with her?
Because I like her music. I've been listening to her music since I was a little wee lad.
Are you serious, or is it just like a dog whistle rooted within the whole?
I'm not. I'm serious, Dean. I have. Let's count her vinyls that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 7 posters up on my wall. I have a necklace with her name on it.
Wait, turn your camera on and show us.
Okay. Let me get this ready.
What?
Here, let me get my vinyls ready. It's gonna take a sec, Dean.
What the fuck, dude? Are you serious, bro?
I'm being so serious right now. I'm being so serious. Where'd that other vinyl go? Oh, there's the Elvis one.
Turn that camera on, bro.
Okay, give me a
Let's
sec.
see. No, right now, bro. Come on.
Give me a
see
second, Dean.
Let's see it
You
together.
impatient? Okay. Let's hope it doesn't show my face, because I'm low-key chopped.
No way. Turn the camera on. Let's see
I'm
this
hold
Sabrina
on.
shine.
The Sabrina shine?
Yeah, the SS. The Sabrina shine. Oh, wait. No, I didn't mean to say the SS. I didn't mean to make any implication that anything
The
that's
SS.
posted on your
The
account
SS, Dean? How dare you?
has
How
any
dare you?
insinuations to do with putrid people like the Nazis. How
Are
about you
are
turn
you
the
in
camera
Wales?
on?
How dare you? Sorry, my internet is kind of buffing out right now. I don't know what's going on.
Your internet's fine. I just sent you an invite to turn your camera on.
It's lagging. Give me a sec.
Nothing's lagging. You're just fine. Turn your camera on.
Is it showing it?
No, because you didn't turn your camera on.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on. I
You're
gotta
a
turn this all
liar.
around here for a sec.
No, you're lying. This is all a lie.
I'm not a liar, dude.
Yes, you. I mean,
I'm not
push
a
came to
liar.
shove. I pressed you
If
on
you
it.
go, hold on.
You're lying. You're totally
Is
just
it
lying
on
to
now?
us right now. No, your
I'm not
camera's
even.
on.
I'm not
Oh,
lying. My phone
okay.
is lagging the
Okay, your
fuck out. I don't
camera's
know
on.
What's going on?
Your camera's on.
My
Show us
camera's
the
on.
Sabrina shrine. Now you can't. You just turned your camera off. I'm gonna kick you. You're wasting our time.
No, I'm not. Give me a second. I'm like an old man. I'm not good with tech, Dean.
Yeah, maybe because you spend too much of your time foaming at the mouth over the thought of a black or brown immigrant. I don't know. No, apparently his connection actually is bad. He turned on the camera, then he just started lagging out. Okay, whatever. We're going to move on to the next guest. Only opposite side of the queue if you do happen to be here for debate, everybody. I'd really appreciate that. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Here we go. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump? What, we get one chord? Oh. Oh, my God. Get the fuck out of here. Moving on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that sports Donald J. Trump as president. We got Stefano loading up inside of the queue. Why would you do that, bro? Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, folks. Mary, appreciate you for the $2 donation over in Venmo. Appreciate you, Mary. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA, folks. We are looking for the next guest right now. Welcome in, Veronica. Do you support Trump?
Oh my goodness. Hello. I actually paid you on PayPal yesterday asking about Title IX.
Okay. Hey, well, welcome in.
I do not.
You do not support Trump. Hey, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you for being here. I think I remember you yesterday. Were you there when I tried to answer your question? I know that we got taken down on TikTok, but then we moved over to YouTube. And then I remember reading off your question and being like, I don't know if Veronica's still here. So I actually remember you. Let's go to get that next guest up here. You know, that's the thing about me and my memory. It comes in handy for these debates because it allows me to memorize a lot. That also allows me to remember a lot of people, especially the donors, because I have a photographic memory, and of course I'm looking at the donors. Does that make any sense? Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do hop inside of the queue if you are here for debate, folks. Only hop inside of the queue if you are here for debate, folks. Let's go to get the next guest up here. Let's go to get the next guest up here. We got Christian loading in. Thank you, Zach ZAK, for the $50. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the love. Welcome in, Christian. Give me one moment. Let's get 500 Zach W's down below. Zach with the 50 says, you don't have to read this out loud. Okay, I will keep that to myself, Zach. Just know that I appreciate you. Ashley, thank you for the $25, who says, did you see that Trump is selling off America's wild horses for cheap to be slaughtered? He's unbelievably evil. Thank you for doing what you do. I have not heard that before. Holy shit. Welcome in, man. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I voted for him.
Okay. Would you like to tell us why?
Because he was the best candidate available when you look at Kamala Harris and him.
Okay. Would you like to tell us why?
Well, we could also get back to some things about you. I mean,
okay.
Are you up for debates about anything else or just that?
What did you want to talk about in reference to me?
I don't know. I'll give you a suggestion. I believe like everything that you had posted about yourself, like everything that happened was, I believe, fake, right? That you posted, I believe that was all like a false flag against you. That's what I believe. So I agree with you that it was all like not real.
Man, that's pretty good.
I believe everything you posted was like right, like that, like you were being like
falsely accused and whatnot. That's
trolled.
good.
Yeah, trolled. The only thing I'd say though, like for you personally though, is the next time, if anything ever, and I would hope that would never ever happen to you again, because again, that's like the worst thing that could ever happen to somebody like you. Is like you can yawn, but
oh no, sorry, but
just
it's not
like
about you.
just like when
like
you
a
act
legit
like
yawn.
you were crying. This is like the same kind of thing,
Bro,
that
was
do.
that was a legit
when
yawn. I'm
okay.
Like,
Well,
you could see,
it
like, my
seemed
eyes
like you were
tearing
bored.
up. You could
Okay,
legitimately
it seemed like you were
see,
bored,
my,
just like when you were tearing up, like
bro,
when
you could see
act
my eyes
like
tearing
you
up
were
from the
crying,
yawn, bro.
then all of a sudden you act like you were like actually interested in what people were talking about. If you go back and look at your videos when you were crying and like having that big statement about how you didn't sleep for like 4 days or whatever, then like all of a sudden, hey, I'm back to peppered up again. Let's talk about like everything. Like,
yeah.
Again, you could actually look at like videos on like Netflix about like how they talk about like a psychopath, where they like how they act. I mean, the way your emotions go is like very weird. But what I would say is like, just you can laugh at it, but
I mean, or
again,
let me. Can I like suggest an alternative hypothesis?
My hypothesis is that like you looked like you were like acting like you were crying. You were fake crying. I've never seen anybody cry that has like no red eyes ever, and you had no red eyes.
Yeah.
Most people have red eyes when they cry because of the tears, and you had no tears, but you had to grab a napkin. And but again, though, I would never wish that on anybody and their mother. And but I'm saying though, you can.
Hey, I mean, no. Listen, you know what? I actually appreciate you for like proving to us all that even like lunatics such as yourself like still accept that those allegations are false and condemn them. I don't know. It kind of seems to me like you are. I mean, yeah. So I was crying. That was true. And I
with no tears.
Hypothesis. So there was tears.
With no tears.
There was tears. Yeah, there was.
There were no tears.
There was tears.
The video showed no tears.
No, the video did show
tears. No
tears. Yeah, there was. There was tears.
No tears.
How much money do you want to bet?
It's how
much money?
So
how
like
much money do you want to bet?
I'll
make some money on this. I'll make some money on this. I'll make some money. Hey, listen, I'll make some money on this.
No tears shed. No tears shed.
I want to make some money on this. How much money do you want to bet?
There were no tears in your videos, bro.
Yeah. How much money do you want to bet?
None.
And what about $100?
The night you post that video.
What about $100?
I'm not. Here's what I'll say. Look, I'm not a lunatic, but what I'll say is this: the initial night you post that I was watching your live that night though, when you gave the speech, because again I didn't know that even happened to you. Initially though, when again, and this is just again outside looking in. Again, I don't agree with what you say. A lot of times, most times I don't agree with it, right? But however, though, I watch you on, and here's the part that like the people.
Oh, where'd he go? Hello? Did God just rapture him? Sir, have you been raptured by God?
It has nothing to do with being against you. It's that like. I support anything that's on the right side of like negative. Like if there's negative things that are happening to good people, I'm like on that side of like the good things that are happening to good people. Like there should never be anything bad happening to good people. But that night though, when you post your stuff and it just outside looking in, I came at it with like no pre-intention, no preconceived notions. I watch your lives all the time. I'm 46 years old. I just watch your lives. Sometimes I yell at my phone. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I agree with you. But like that night, I was just like, dude, I just don't feel like the defense you're making for yourself was like, it just came across necessarily as again, I don't know what's in your body, what's in your mind, what's in your soul. I'm not you.
Let me know when you're done talking. You've been talking for a while, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, 30 seconds, a minute. So I mean, that's not a lot. So
closer to 3.
Anyway, but I don't know. It's but again though, so I can't say what's there. But anyway.
Okay. Thanks for your thoughts, man.
But I supported him because he was a better version of Kamala Harris. Because again, Kamala Harris gave no fucking interviews. She did nothing. She had her. You can say like, oh, her platform. Again, you Parker can say like, oh, she had a platform on her website. Cool.
Because she did.
She actually never defined a platform anywhere.
Yeah, it's not true.
Other than like 3 places on an interview, which barely still defined an interview.
Okay.
So,
well, a lot to go through. So she actually gave a lot of interviews, and she was doing a lot of rallies, a lot of press conferences, a lot in the public. Well, the reason
how many
why
interviews did she give?
Can you please stop interrupting me?
Well, I didn't interrupt. I just asked you a question. How many interviews did she give?
I think it was over 20.
It wasn't.
I think it was. But anyways, to go back to what I was saying, the reason why you don't think that she gave too many interviews or was in front of a camera too often is because of the time that she had to campaign. She had days to campaign. She had 100 days to get from being the vice president of Biden, who was running for president, to get the vote herself. So yeah, she had around 100 days to campaign. In that 100 days, she had to create an agenda. She had to prepare for the debates. She had to do rallies and campaigns around the nation. Okay, and she had to do interviews with the press. So was she a little bit time crunched? For sure. But does this mean that in the time she had, she did not do interviews? No. Okay, but let me get it straight. When I'm trying to make an evaluation on who was the better candidate in the 2024 election, the answer to that question is not going to be who did more interviews. The answer to that question is going to be who had a better agenda for the country moving forward. And unequivocally, she did. Okay, it was the prosecutor who wanted to reduce taxes on the working class, make healthcare more affordable,
the prosecutor that put more people in jail,
compared to Donald Trump.
The prosecutor that put more people in jail in California.
Yeah, prosecutors put people in jail.
And the one in San Francisco that put more people in jail for basic drug offenses.
Wait. Prosecutors.
Minor drug offenses.
Prosecutors put people in jail.
Minor
That's
drug
what they
offenses.
Do. Yeah, including minor drug offenses.
Democrats say she's not the head cop.
So yes, she put people in jail for things.
Hilarious. I love how y'all double talk.
Okay, there's no double talk here. I can explain it, but I expect you to cut me off. Yeah, so she put people in jail for crimes that they committed because that was her job as a prosecutor. It is not the function of a prosecutor to determine which things are and are not criminal. It's rather the job of a prosecutor to put people who engage in criminal acts in jail or give due punishment. Okay? The issue with people being put in jail for minor drug offenses is not prosecutors. The issue for people being put in jail for minor drug offenses is the law that legislators.
Which she has to.
And
she's
after
the chief
she was
enforcer
no
of the law.
longer exactly the enforcer.
No, she was
not
the chief
writer.
enforcer of the law. So
The
she's
enforcer,
the one that put
not
those
the
people.
writer.
It doesn't matter though.
It does matter because she's not in charge of what the law is. She was in charge of the execution
In
of the
that
law.
state, though,
and that was
she's
very
the chief
clearly law
enforcer
that
of
she
that
disagreed
law.
with. One moment. That was very clearly law that she disagreed with because as soon as she was able to get into the position of actually being a legislator, when she got into the Senate for the state of California, she actually co-signed herself to a piece of legislation to federally decriminalize the use of marijuana. But thankfully, for you and on your great talking points here, MAGA and Trump, the president at the time, shut her
I'm not
bill
MAGA,
down
so
to
thank you.
continue to ensure that the M drug was criminal. So I want to clarify this. You are slamming a woman who tried to pass legislation to federally decriminalize the use of marijuana instead of the president, Donald Trump, who killed that bill.
So I appreciate you saying
Yeah,
that I'm
right.
slamming a woman like I'm like saying like a woman should be like put her place in like a kitchen or something. So I appreciate you
Well,
saying
I never
that,
mentioned
by the way.
kitchens or places.
Well,
I
you
just
said I'm
it's
slamming
true.
a woman. You
Yeah.
said I'm slamming a woman like
Yeah.
she's like not in her place or anything.
I'm,
'Cause again, you're saying
no, I don't know where all of these insinuations
You said I'm
and
slamming a
assumptions are.
woman.
Yes, you are.
So-
Yes, you're slamming the woman who tried to do the right
No,
thing
no,
and
I'm
pass the
not slamming a
legislation to
woman, I'm
criminalize the
slamming a
drug
person.
compared to the man, the
person.
president.
A person.
Wait, so I'm so sorry. Is it false that Kamala Harris is a woman?
She's a woman, but I'm
So that
slamming
it's true
a
that you're
person.
slamming a woman. Okay.
I'm
Is it
not
true-
slandering
is
it like a
is it
woman.
true that that person is a woman?
To get off
Like-
your liberal view where it's like, oh, you're
I'm not
saying
insinuating
you're
anything
the
here.
right
I'm not
wing, where it's
insinuating
like
anything
A woman
here.
should be barefooted pregnant.
I'm
So
not,
to get
dude.
off
I'm not
your
insinuating
right-wing
anything.
view-
I don't
your
know what that.
left-wing view of that. So
I'm not insinuating
yeah, let
anything
me,
here. The only person who made insinuations here is you. Are you saying that it's
well,
improper
no,
to refer to women
because
as
why
women?
would you
Okay.
say it like I'm slandering a woman?
Because
it has
Kamala
nothing to
Harris
do
is
with
a
her
woman?
being a woman. It's her
I
being
never
a
said it
person.
did. I never said it did.
Again, it's her being a person.
I never
not
said
a
it had
woman.
anything to do with the fact that she's a woman. I just called her what she
You
is.
literally-
She is a woman.
You literally called her a woman.
Yes, because she is
I'm
a woman.
But I'm slandering a woman.
Yes, you are.
I'm not slandering a woman. I'm slandering a person that's in her role.
No, it is true that she's a woman. Therefore, you're slamming a woman. I never said
She is
you're
a
slamming her
woman,
because she's a
but it has
woman.
nothing to do with
but
the
you are
fact she's a
slamming.
woman.
Okay,
She
and I
could be
never
a man,
and I
she
never
could
said
be
it did. I
whatever.
never said it did, bro. I did not make this statement.
The
You're slamming her because she's a woman.
insinuation,
I never.
though, again, you double
That's an
speaking and
insinuation that
trying
you're
to talk
making.
fast and act like
That's an
you're,
insinuation that you're making.
That's again by you speaking fast and trying to act like you're running the debate. What I'm saying is that by you saying that, oh, you're slamming a woman, you're insinuating that I'm making it a woman thing, which it's not. I never said it was.
Yeah.
You're making it a woman thing by saying that, bringing up the fact she's a woman.
Okay. So I don't believe
It
so.
could be a man. It could be anybody.
Yeah. And if Kamala Harris was a man, then I would have said you're slamming a man.
That's so. It could be a person. I'm saying it's a person.
Yeah, and that is equally acceptable to use. Okay, so let me give you an example.
A person's a more acceptable use than a fucking woman.
Let me give you like equally acceptable words that I could have used instead.
Love it.
Okay, so I said that you're slamming a woman. That statement is true because it is the case that Kamala Harris is a woman. I equally
You're trying
could
to
have
make it sound like a mansplaining is what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to make it sound like you won't shut the hell up and let me speak. Can you sit down and suck on that binky of yours for at least 30 seconds so I can get a word out here? Thank you. So, I was not wrong when I said that you're slamming a woman, okay? Because it's true that Kamala Harris is a woman and you're slamming her, okay? I never said that you were slamming her because she's a woman. I just descriptively stated the fact that you are slamming a woman. If Kamala Harris was a man, it would have been, okay.
Again,
you are the person that is making the insinuation. I'm telling you that insinuation is false.
Putting it out there.
I disagree with you.
You can disagree all you want, and I can disagree too. That's the point of a debate.
So do you want to further the dialogue? So I just have a quick question for you. Do you want to further the dialogue and actually divulge into the point that I was making?
Absolutely.
Insofar as how it proves you wrong?
If you'll move forward, yes. But
okay, I'm sorry. I was the one in the middle of moving forward,
and
and you were the individual that was cutting me off.
And that I'm like some woman
I've told you that I'm telling you that's not an insinuation that I made yet. Like, hello?
That's normally your insinuations that like...
Dude, what? I'm just telling you that you're wrong about the point that you made
racist,
surrounding
all
the
these
prosecution of first-time drug offenders, and you're over here saying, oh, a woman? Oh, my God. Like, dude, just like, calm down. Let me make a point. We're going to go back to the beginning and welcome to varsity, buddy. Don't get too hot. You're too passionate. Calm it down and listen to my point. You made a claim about Kamala Harris. You said, oh, when Kamala Harris was a prosecutor, she prosecuted people for first-time drug offenses.
Well, all I can say is I haven't been accused of anything else.
Quick point of correction. She actually
accused of two
introduced
things.
a rehabilitation program for first-time low-level drug offenders in San Francisco, the town in which she served as the DA of. In fact, she was one of the first DAs in America to do that. She deserves the credit. So many people can say so many things. One moment. So many people could say so many things about Kamala Harris. Okay? And a lot of them are true. Okay? There's a lot about her that I don't like. But one thing that you can't say about her is that she does not care about the war on drugs. When she was a DA, she gave a rehabilitation program to first-time low-level drug offenders. Instead of going to jail, going into a work program. And then when she was able to work her way up from being the DA to now being the AG of the state of California and then the senator of the state of California, she used her position as a legislator on behalf of the state of California to co-sign her name to a bill to federally decriminalize the use of marijuana. And the reason why that bill failed in 2018 is because Trump was president and the Republicans had a majority. Okay? All right. So it seems like your anger directed at Kamala Harris when she was serving as a DA was misled. And further yet on top of that, she's actually one of the only people from the early 2000s until 2020 to actually take an actionable step in the right direction to federally work towards ending the war on drugs. And you are virtue signaling by using that point to discredit her. Meanwhile, you are supporting the political party that does not want to end the war on drugs. If it was up to the Democrats, the use of marijuana would have been federally decriminalized years ago. Just look at the states where it's legal, mostly blue, and then look at the states where it's illegal, mostly red.
Well, what I say is that if you're on the Jim Rome show, if you ever listen to the Sport Talk show, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but you're a very good reader. So what you've read is very well.
You made the point. You think I
everything
just
you've read is
quickly
very
Google
good.
that?
That's
Think that I
not from
Googled
like
that after you
actual
made the point?
knowledge. So love how you read that from Wikipedia.
I'm going to
But,
close my eyes and say it all again. The first thing that I brought up was the program that she created.
No, the whole
to give
thing you just
first-time
read
low-level
was
drug
phenomenal.
offenders. Yeah,
And
I have my
so
eyes closed and I'm going to
you're
repeat it to
very
prove that
well-spoken.
I have my eyes closed and I'm going to repeat it to prove that I didn't read it. The first thing that I mentioned was the rehabilitation program that she created while serving as a DA of San Francisco for first-time low-level drug offenders to get them into a work program in comparison to sending them to jail. Then I brought up how after she was able to
You
work
missed
her way
two
up from being
words.
the DA of San Francisco to then being the AG of the state of California, then a senator of the state of California, that in 2018 she co-signed herself on legislation in the federal war on drugs by decriminalizing the use of marijuana, but that was stopped by Trump and the Republicans because they held a majority in Congress at that point. And then I went on to say that you're actually just virtue signaling about wanting to end the war on drugs, because if it was up to the Democrats, it would have been ended years ago, because when you look at the states where it's legal today, they're mostly Democrats. And when you look at the states where it's still illegal today, it's mostly Republicans. Yeah, that's basically a synopsis of everything that I just told you that you're accusing me of reading off of a computer screen. I'm sorry that I'm educated on the issues that you're mentioning.
I'm glad you remembered it. Good. I appreciate that, though. So, what do you want me to say, Dean?
I want you to respond to the substance of what I said compared to critiquing the way I said it, saying that I'm like reading it off of a computer screen.
Well, I still think what I said is true. Because again, if you read off a computer screen, you can still like remember like that like 5-10 sentences the exact same way. But what I say is this though, is again, when you look at the actual like, if you look at, so here's what I'll say. If the reason why I voted for Trump initially, like if you ask me today, who would I vote for, right? In the current state of things, would I vote for Trump versus her? Fuck, I'd say probably none of them. I probably would say none of them. But if you looked at like the initial platform that he ran on in 2016, and which I assumed was going to be the platform that would happen in when he ran again against her, which is why I voted for him. He's basically a swamp. So I'm not saying he's better than her. I'm not saying any of that at all. The only thing I'll say about like Kamala is like, the only thing I wish is like, if when she ran, say more things. And again, I'm a simple person. I'm basic. Call me a basic bitch. Call me whatever you want. But I'm saying like, say more things that speak to people. Don't like cop to things that like you're trying to like.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. Oh, I unplugged the mic. I'm back. We're all good. I just had somebody that wanted me to look at something real quick. Sorry. That'll probably, like I said, we're increasing security measures. Kind of told you guys a little bit about that. So I just had somebody that wanted me to look at something real quick. We're going to go to get that next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. No, I did not get swatted. I did not get swatted. Like I said, I have to be vague. I have to be vague because I really don't want people to know what I mean by security measures, nor like what the plan is. But I just had somebody that wanted me to look at something that couldn't wait. We're going to go to get the next guest connected. Let's go to get the next guest. Jeff, load it up inside of the queue. Here we go. Only up inside of the queue if you are here for debate. What the fuck? What's going on? What the fuck? Okay. Moving on to the next guest. We got Blake loaded up inside of the queue. Here we go. Only up inside of the queue if you are here for debate, please and thank you. I'd appreciate that so much. We're gonna go get that next guest connected right now. We got Julie Core loading up inside of the queue. Only up inside of the box if you are here for debate, everybody. Only up inside of the box if you are here for debate. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I'm so sorry.
Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. Only up inside of the queue if you are here for debate, everybody. We got Ali loading in. Okay. Only opposite of the queue. Sorry. We're gonna go to get the next guest connected right now. Welcome in, Justin. Do you support Trump? Justin, hello. Do you support Trump? Okay, Justin's not here. All right, guys. I need it in my stream. We got it in 10 minutes early, everybody. I appreciate everyone so much for showing up. Make sure that you guys drop a like on your way out on TikTok. And hit that follow button as well. And over on YouTube, drop a sub for everybody who has sent in a donation. I really do appreciate y'all. I do need to go. Like right now. I do need to go right now. But I do want to like quickly thank a handful of y'all. I'm just going to do... how about this? I'm going to send you guys a message personally for the people on Venmo and the people on PayPal. Over on Super Chat, thank you, Sam, for the $100 who says you're a legend, indeed. Mad respect. Thank you so much for the love, Sam. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for the $100 as well, who says, Dean, you had him cornered and you let him derail you. Probably. I appreciate you so much for the love, I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for the love. I got to head off. I really appreciate you guys for the love. For everybody who did send a donation in on Venmo and PayPal, I will be personally sending a message back to y'all. Peace, love, good night, and goodbye.